Oi. Mm. Hey y'all, this is Ishnai Ciarfox, and welcome to my stream, and I will try and be awake for this. This... the stream by which you slowly watch an autistic person get overstressed by the, holidays. That's what this... That's what the next few weeks are gonna be. Alright. Okay, we're going by the Adventurers Guild. Right? Yes. Oi. Yashmira. Shmir is ready to move on to new environs. It's good to see you, Ishnai. You'll be quite pleased to hear that our exhibition to the Sultanate was a rousing success. Vanna gave quite the inspired performance. It would seem the girl has indeed taken our lessons to heart. That leaves Gridania as the final stop on our three-nation tour. I meant to depart immediately, but I must confess that curious developments in Udall has given me pause. Upon our arrival, let's first pay a visit to the Adder's Nest, and inquire to any strange happenings about the town. Don't ask me why, but I believe it is best we stay vigilant. Jumping. Do. Adder's Nest. Ba 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 ba. Nearly walk right the fuck by them. So this is Gridania. The forest is beautiful indeed, but I can't help but feel something ominous in the air. Oh, I'm here? That's probably why. Considering everything that's gone wrong, Mistress Nashmira is remarkably composed. I suppose that's why she leads this outfit. I just pound the drums. Under normal circumstances, Gardania would be more than willing to host any performance, provided it does not anger the elementals. However, I fear the current situation is far from normal. Ah, Ishnai, I'm sorry to say that my fears appear to be well-founded. Gridania, too, has seen its fair share of social unrest of late. Pray explain the situation to my colleagues, good sir. You are familiar with the Duskrite, yes? They are a clan of Elazin who eschew the shackles of urban life and instead choose to live in isolation. For the most part, both sides choose to leave the other well enough alone. Excuse me. Recently, however, events have taken a troubling turn. Groups of Duskrites have been assembling for reasons unknown, holding secret gatherings on the outskirts of the forest. Whatever their aim, we can be quite certain that it is nothing good. The Twin Adder is content to let them be, provided they do us no harm. But when they turn to thieving and threatening our way of life, we simply cannot turn a blind eye. To say the tensions between the Duskrites and our citizens have been rising would be an understatement. To this point, troublemakers among the Dustrite have primarily acted alone, which makes the manner in which they are now plotting something altogether in plain sight all the more concerning. Some here in the nest even believe that they're sowing the seeds for a violent uprising. As fortune would have it, these Duskrite rabble-rousers have recently been sighted with a particular frequency in the immediate vicinity of the venue where I had hoped to hold our performance. Needless to say, we must address the immediate danger before we can even think of going forward with our performance. Ishnai, Rana, what say we investigate the matter? Together this time. Consider it done. I'll make up for my failure, just you watch me. Once I soothe the Dustrite's heart with my dance, riding will be the first thing from their mind. Thank you, friends. Then that settles it then. Leave the matter of the Dust demagogues to my colleagues here. I suppose there is some merit in delegating the task to you. Yes, there is. Rather than risking fanning the flames between Duskrites and our own citizens. And yet, you are a dance troupe, are you not? Are you certain your friends here are up to the task of suppressing an armed revolt? Hi, officer, do you see me here? I saved the world. You can be assured they are. For what it is worth, I too will be accompanying Rana and Ishnai to ensure that everything is in order. Besides, there's something I would confirm with my own eyes. And with that, we should be on our way. The Duskrites in question are said to congregate in South Shroud. Let us meet first at the local tavern and formulate a plan of attack. This way, the Serpent Officer should know who I am on sight. Sadly. I hate it. As one who accompanied Rana in all her recent performances, you have my word. The girl has taken her lessons to heart and will not make the same mistake again. It would seem our dear leader is not quite convinced. Of course, it's over that direction. Running. Bounce. Oh, I need to, absolutely have to get Ellipse flying before the end of the stream. Hopefully I'll remember that, though. Does Mistress Nashmira have to follow us everywhere? And what about her wanting to see something with her own eyes? All will be revealed, young Padawan. According to one of the regulars here, the Dustrite troublemakers were seen not long ago, just northeast of here. That's not all. The rumor says they were, I quote, gyrating and undulating in the most curious way. Whatever it was that we witnessed in Thanalan seems to likely that it's affected the people here as well. We must investigate the matter with all speed. Come now. Miria. What are you doing, cat? Why, we're halfway across the realm from Udall. Why would these Duskrites be performing the same dance as the Palpers and Stone Throw? Somehow I can't shake this feeling that Mistress Nashmira knows more than she's letting on. Agreed. This is where the Duskrites were last sighted, or so I was told. Ishnai, Mistress Nashmira! I think I saw something. Over there, behind the bushes. Let's hope they aren't peeing. Or any other thing. Crazy. That's it. That's the same creepy dance I saw in Uda. The dance of the damned. Yes, it is as I feared. I'll explain everything in good time. For the moment, just leave them to me. haven't switched out my outfit, I just realized, because I just got level 70 right before stream. Be gone, meddlers. Leave us to our dancing. What in the... My legs! It's as if they have a mind of their own. Ow! Mistress Nashimiro, look out! She should have known better. Wonder if I get a spirit out of them and spirit's gonna attack. If I switch out, it will be a different outfit. So, like that you can close position with your chocobo, so they could be your partner in this dance. Good work, Ishnai. Still, whatever in the world was that? A spirit, sprite, something. The damned. Da 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 da. Sorry, checking something. Oh, I didn't mean to hit that. Forgive me. Don't be too hard on yourself, Nisha Smashvira. We all have our bad days, and besides, it's not as if you were being reckless like me. But never mind that. What in the world did I just see? That creepy dance and that strange cloud of black aether. What does this all mean, Mistress Nashmira? Come now, I know you're no more than you're letting on. I do, and I fully intend to share my knowledge with you, once I have seen what I must see with my own two eyes. In the meantime, someone should hand over these mints to the Twin Adders. I suppose you're right, and we must treat your wounds as well. Ishnai, could I ask you to return to Adder's Nest and deliver our report? I'll tend to Mistress Nashmira's scratches. Yeah, scratches, and see that no other troublemaking Duskrites show up. Ba ba ba. Okay. Oi, oi, oi. This way. This way. Also, I should... Do I not have level 70 stuff? I don't! Oh, right, because I haven't leveled up my things at level... I will be right back on that one. I thought I had gotten all that stuff, but... Yeah. Twin adder. Oh, we also leveled up the uh, turtle people enough to do their quest. Oh, Ishnai, you return alone? Didn't tell me something happened to Rana and our dear leader. Ah, they're fine. Everything's fine. Oh, we talked to Gavin. What is this? You apprehended the Duskrite miscreants for us? Splendid. Oh, on behalf of all of Gridania, you have our gratitude. We'll dispatch a unit to the South Shroud at once. At once. My apologies for the delay, Ishnai. I'm pleased to report that our dancing Duskrite friends have been handed over to the proper authorities, and Rada's patched up my wounds as good as new. With sufficient rest, I should be back on the stage in no time. Not on my watch, you won't. I mean, pray do not overexert yourself, Mistress Nashmira. You need your rest. I told you I could hand over the culprits myself. I know, Rana. And yet, I wanted to be there myself when they awoke. It played out exactly what I expected. They remembered little or nothing about their dancing, their secret meetings, or any conversations that led up to it all. Just being stubborn, no doubt. Worry not, friends. The Twin Adder will carry out a proper interrogation. And yet, one thing still concerns me. Is it true that these events bear a strikingly similarity to a situation you witnessed in Udall? What we've witnessed is none other than the Tolzen Tanzi, the dance of the damned, is what our gods given duty as dancers is to see that never danced again. The dance of the damned? Our mission? Whatever are you rambling about, Mistress Nashmira? I thought our mission was to lend strength and succor to the suffering, and lift the spirits of the realm. That it is. Yet the truth of exactly what this entails runs far deeper. Throughout our storied history, the dancers of the troop Phalism have saved countless lands time and time again from a fate most dire. When war and calamity ravage the land, fear and anger fill men's hearts. These emotions fester, reacting with the aether around us, in the air we breathe and the ground beneath our feet, to form an etheric manifestation of malaise. I know what it is, but my mind isn't concentrating enough to... Malaise? My mind. On how to say it. That spreads like a dark cloud across the land. The weak and downtrodden, the scorned and suffering. Sadly, these people are oft the quickest to fall prey to dark despair. Left unchecked, the shadows fully consume them. Their hearts, their minds, in the end, even control their very limbs. Control of their very limbs is taken from them. Stripped of the last semblance of sanity, they flail about in a manner most hideous. Tales tell of mothers blissfully unaware they trampled their beloved children. Men who danced so violently they ripped the limbs from their own bodies. This is the Tans. The dance of the damned. I'm just gonna call it Dance of the Damned. What madness is this? If you speak true, this damnable dance you speak of arises from fear and anger of people's heart. Why did it not manifest itself in the wake of the calamity, in Aurosia's darkest hour? Call me mad, but I think I understand. In times of great crisis, just surviving for another day requires all the strength we can muster. People have neither the time nor the freedom of mind to dwell on emotions like hatred or anger. Rana has the right of it. It is precisely at this time, a time when Eorzea has made great strides in its recovery, yet deeper wounds still go unaddressed. that your people are most susceptible to that damn dance. So that is why our art was born so many years ago, not just to drive out the darkness from people's hearts in a figurative sense, but to literally cast out etheric shadows and free the affliction from the clutches of the damned. Yes, this is the truth of true fatalism. Passed down from principle to principle for generation. What I did for the dust right was use my dance to extract the darkness from their hearts and give it physical form that can be struck down and banished. It's been several centuries since the menace of the damned has last reared its ugly head. To be honest, when we first came to Eorzea, I was unsure as to what we would encounter. As to not worry the two of you overmuch, I kept the truth from you. Yet now that I've seen it with my own eyes, our mission could not be more clear. As the inherited of the Kriegsons, we must chase the shadows of the damned from this realm. I beg forgiveness for the secrecy, my friends, and ask that you lend me your aid. Fine, but no more secrets. Of course you can count on us. After all, Ishnai and I are dancers of the troupe. It's like you always say, a dancer never abandons her partner. Why should you have to carry the burden of saving the whole realm all by yourself? I do that all the goddamn time, and I hate it. Rana, Ishnai, after all my harsh words and hidden truths, you are far too kind. I must confess, I am still struggling to understand all this. But one thing is clear, this dance epidemic you speak of poses a great danger to our realm. I will contact the other grand companies immediately and apprise them of the threat. Should there be any reports of similar in other nations, we would like to call upon you to deal on the matter. Forgive the imposition, but this is beyond our ability. Leave it to us. Nothing would honor us more than if the nations of Eorzea would place their trust in the troupe and allow us to perform for their people. And with that, only Ishgard and Alamigo remain in our itinerary. Of the two, Ishgard has had more time for people to recover from the scars of war. Let us make it our next destination. At any rate, we need more time to properly prepare for the confrontation ahead. In the meantime, Rana, you are to continue your performances. You require a little more practice still before I bequeath to you all the secrets of the Kriegsland. You can count on me, Mistress Nashmira. And you, Ishnai, pray continue to hone your skills in battle. If we hope to prevail against the damned, we are needing of your martial skill as much as your dancing. For no, it is not enough that we lure the shadows of people out of people's hearts. We must dispel the darkness for good, lest it simply drift out until it finds another unsuspecting host. Yes, we will be needing your strength more than ever. And with that, I too should repair myself. Our true last act draws ever closer at hand. Blah, 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 blah. Excuse me. It's not easy to find time to practice the new steps Mistress Nashimira taught me while rehearsing for my daily performances. But knowing that I have a duty to perform gives me strength I need to carry on. They say the Shroud is home to many bards, and minstrels who wield song and bow alike in battle. Though I have not seen their art in action, I cannot help but feel a common bond between them and our dancers. Nashmira is smiling at you expectantly. Ah, Ishna, your timing is impeccable. I just received word from Ishgard. The powers that be have decided to welcome the troupe with open arms. Fortunately, there's no rumors suggesting the damned has already struck the city, nor any surrounding regions in Korthus. Yet, word has it that some of the less privileged residents of the city have grown increasingly vocal of late. None entirely unlike what we've witnessed in Udall. We must be vigilant. And so I would like to ask you and Rana to make for the Holy See as soon as you are able. I will join you, but I fear my wounds are not healing as quickly as I hope. I will only slow you down. Leave it to us, Mistress Nashmira. No matter what shadows plague the people's hearts, there'll be no match for your two favorite protégés. Come, Ishnai! Ishgard awaits us. Which way was it again? North. Whatever danger awaits you in Ishgard, I have no doubt that you and Rena are more than up to the task. Harsh climates await you in Ishgard, yes? I do hope Rena intends to pack some warmer clothes. Yes, but, is that gonna happen? I don't know. High stepping in the Holy See. The blasphemy! Hmm. Oh, wrong thing. That's not what I'm looking for. I am absolutely awake and went towards the first blue thing I saw. Why? My arms and legs feel like they're gonna freeze and snap off like icicles. How can you even bear it, Ishnai? Mind over matter. Ha, I suppose I need to grin and bear it then. Oh, well, once we start dancing, it should warm us up in no time. Anyhow, our first order of business is to pay our respect to our host. I've been told that one Sir... Cantaloupe, he's now called a Cantaloupe, awaits us at a place they call the Congregation. I take it you know the way. I know the way. You pin the... Oh, wrong thing. Stuck. Well met, Ishnai. It's always a pleasure to welcome you back to Ishgard. Though I must say, I did not expect you to see you return as a member of a traveling dance troupe. I mean, why not? Just wait till you see her on stage. She's a sight to behold. Oh, but forgive me. My name is Rana Mihigo. I thank you for opening the gates of your fair city to the troupe. The pleasure's ours. I must confess that I found the report from our friends at the Twin Outer regarding this dance of the damned somewhat difficult to believe. But if even the great hero like Ishnai is here, would come... Like a hero like Ishnai here would come all the way here for this purpose, I would be a fool to dismiss the threat. Thank you so much! Yet I have questions. The instructions from your mistress Nashmira called for rounding up prominent members of the commoner class and seating them in front and center in your performance. I do not object, of course, but whatever the purpose is meant to serve. The damned is a plague that spreads from one man's heart to the next, and those whose hearts weigh heaviest with anger, fear, and unease are often the first to fall prey to its clutches. If we can assemble influential members of the community and free their hearts from shadow before disaster strikes, these men and women could in turn help raise the spirits of their peers. Mistress Nashmira believes this is our best hope for curtailing the spread of the damned. Where the leaders go, so others will follow. I suppose it's a logical course of action as any. Very well. I've already identified suitable personages and extended them an invitation to your performance. The venue will be before the gates of judgment. We believe this location will be most accessible to those who live outside the city walls. Thank you kindly, my good sir. Well then, Ishnai, we'd best be on our way. We don't want to keep our audience waiting out there in the freezing cold, do we? Oh, why did I have to remind myself about the cold? I mean, you can put on more clothes. Your audience awaits you before the gates of judgment. I will leave matters in your capable hand. That said, your friend, Rihanna, seems quite sensitive to the cold air. Rana, excuse me. Perhaps she should don a nice warm coat when she's not performing. All the way down there. Cool. Spin. I have a spin cycle. No, I don't want to ask forgiveness for that statement. Come on, Boko. Let's go! Talk about imposing audience. I guess. Let's give him a show to remember. Oh, and Ishnai, let's keep the true purpose of our performance to ourselves, alright? We don't want to cause panic, after all. If we can draw out and despair the darkness before the damn strike, our task will be that much easier. And besides, we want our audience to enjoy the show, don't we? I must admit, I'm a bit nervous, but I know we'll be fine if we trust each other. Alright, here goes nothing. Watch closely and follow my lead. I look annoyed. Ladies and gentlemen, fair citizens of the Holy See, hailing from distant Razat from the east, we are the true Phalism. Today we dance for you the Kregazan, an ancient art passed down to us from days of yore. Though the dance is born on the battlefield. Well, I was jokingly calling it Craig after the, Krieg, or whatever, after the coffee cups. Was born in the battlefield. It is a dance that brings healing and succor. Your people have suffered too long of the horrors of the Dragon Song War. Let our performance fill your heart with hope and heal any scars that may linger. And now, without further ado, let the show begin. I still look annoyed as fuck. I've never seen dancing like this before. It stirs the very depths of my soul. Just watching her, I can feel my pain and anger melting away. That is something. Here, pay no mind to the ominous clouds. It's all part of the performance, you see. Yes, the troupe spares no expense in treating our audience to a spectacle for the senses. That's your cue, Ishnai. Now sweep these nasty shadows away. Look serious. I forgot to do the... Hey, cat. Good cat. Good kitty. Doo-doo! When I received the sudden invitation for this performance, I didn't know what to expect. But that was simply remarkable. Ever since the show ended, my mind is clear, and all my troubles don't seem so bad anymore. I feel the same. I must say, that last scene where those fearsome shadow beasts appeared was particularly dramatic and invigorating. It's the strangest feeling, even though my lot in life hasn't changed one bit. I feel like I'd be able to face tomorrow with my head held high. Oh, you folks are too kind. But I thank you, one and all. Never in my life have I ever felt so proud to be a dancer. Oh. Nothing quite like seeing all those smiling and satisfied faces, don't you agree, Ishnai? Just the thought that we are able to bring a measure of happiness and hope for these proud, strong people makes all the hard hours of training worthwhile. Can you believe it? We are even able to stave off the shadows before the damned even struck. I do believe we've more than done Nashmiria's proud. I dare say our job here is done, so why don't we head back to Gridania and share the good tidings with everyone? I'll race you there, mostly because you're cold as fuck, right? I trust your performance in Ishgard was a success. As for us, I fear there's been some unexpected development. Oh no. Oh no no. Oh no no no. Ishnai! Mistress Nashmira! She's gone! I noticed. Settle down, Rana. There's nothing ill has befallen our leader. She has simply taken leave of absence, entirely of her own volition. She said she had a matter to attend to with an old friend, the same friend who introduced her to our patron, Master Grigri. Gigi. If I recall. She was reluctant to go into detail, but it would seem this individual is also familiar with the damned, and has been researching a situation in Alamigo on our behalf. Mistress Nashmira means to join her there and scout out a veritable venue for our ultimate performance. She asked you and Rana to continue our training until such time she summons us. Would it have killed her to at least wait for our report, or does it mean that she actually trusts us? If Mistress Nashmira believes in our ability to handle affairs, I suppose we owe her the same in return. Now that Alamigo's finally been freed from the Garlean yoke, surely it's only a matter of time before its people are ready to welcome us with open arms. At the same time, much like Ishgard, it is a land whose people have known more than their fair share of suffering. We need to be at our best to deliver them from the dance of the damned. You know what that means, Ishnai? Back to the grindstone. We must train with a greater discipline than ever before. And that I don't. Is that how that works? Rana has matured much in her short time on these shores, yes? Carrying herself as she does with Mistress Nashmira's absence, could almost see her assuming the role of principal one day. Alright. Rana has a letter in hand, excitedly waving it towards you. Technical step. Changes the technical finish. Okay. Great news, Ishnai! Post-Moogle just dropped off this letter from Mistress Nashmira. She says the stage has been set for all performances in Alamigo. I don't understand how a post-Moogle does when not only special people can see Moogles. Why, she's even scouted out where she claims to be an ideal venue to host our exhibition. It's a village called Algana that sits in the Girbana highlands. Doubtless in part due to its location near the border, there are considerable fears among the villagers that Garleans will return and retake their home with a vengeance. In other words, it's precisely the sort of place where the damned is likely to strike. At any rate, Mistress Nashmira assures me that she and her secretive acquaintance have made all the necessary preparations. The Alamigan resistance, she says, has been seen fit to ensure that Algania's most prominent residents will be in attendance. if we can perform as we did in Ishgard and swiftly dispel the darkness from their hearts, surely they'll be able to influence their fellow villagers and stave off the onset of the damned. The damned. From what she did say at the very end of her letter, yes, Rana, Ishnai, the success of our tour and the very future of the troop itself rides on you. I'm counting on you to rise to the occasion. No pressure, though. Are you as excited as I am? Let's make this show for the ages. And with that, let us set out for Ghana. We mustn't keep Mistress Nashmira waiting. Nashmira. Save the last dance for me. I mean, sure. Cat. What am I doing? I'm tired and I can't think straight and okay. It's over there. I'm blind. How curious. It appears our fearless leader has not yet arrived. Perhaps she got held up somewhere along the way. Ah, there you are, Ishnai. Have you by chance seen Mistress Nashmira? I can't find her anywhere, but I'm sure she'll be along soon. I know she wouldn't miss our performance for the world. And look what I found! I scoured the troop's wardrobe to find outfits beginning our grand finale. There's one thing for certain, we'll be dressed to impress. And remember, numb's the word about the dance of the non-dance of the damned, the cure of the damned. Alright? We want our audience to enjoy the performance without worrying themselves with the terrible truth behind it all. Well then, whenever you're ready to take the stage, you'll know where to find me. You said you had outfits. Is it ready to raise the curtain on our final act? I mean, apparently this isn't a dance that I was gonna... So close yet so far. For all those who cannot make the voyage to our home, we bring our art to yours. Hailing from Razat-san across the sea, I present the incomparable transcendent truth. Sounds kind of quiet. I might need to turn it up a bit. I'm sorry if it... Didn't realize. Today we perform you the ancient dance of our ancestors. A spectacle to stir the heart, enrich the mind, and chase away the shadows of doubt that plague your soul. Feast your eyes upon the, Krieg. Nice view. Say, my wave. It's fine. Alright, on cue. Right on cue. Alright, Ishnai, let's take out this nasty thing before our audience realizes it's not just for show. Just look at those enraptured faces. The excitement in the air is almost palpable. They know they're about to get a show like they've never seen. The Alamegans are counting on us, Ishnai, in more ways than they themselves know. We must dance, and not stop dancing till every last shadow has been purged from their hearts. This is the performance we were born to give. Wiggle those tails! Wiggle those tails! Sorry. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Caffeine cutting in. It's popped out from my own body, but I'm sure it's part of the show. Looks like another shadow. Yay! Ba 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 ba. Given. Nashvira! Apologies for keeping you waiting. It seems I made it just in time for the grand finale. Damn, Urgo. Dream come true. Ba 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 ba. Look at us go! Shouldn't joke. Shouldn't. Ba-ba-ba-ba. We did it! I mean, as expected. Mistress Nashmira! Oh, I knew you wouldn't miss our grand finale. And your dancing, why, we were every bit as enchanting as I remembered from all those years ago. Sharing the stage with you was truly a dream come true. I simply had to make my amends for my embarrassing display in Gridania. Did I not? My wounds have all but healed entirely, so I redoubled my training efforts after arriving here in Alamigo. I dare say I feel as spry as I have in years. And yet there can be no doubt, you and Ishnai were the true stars today. To think that you have come so far in such a short span of time. Mayhap I should just admire your performance in the wings instead of stepping in. Tut tut, Miria. I seem to recall you telling me just the other day that the girl was still not ready for the spotlight. Sweetie! MILF! MILF! You know me, MILF. I'm strict with my students because I expect only the best from them. And these two have done me proud today. Fancy meeting you here, Ishnai. I must admit, it gave me quite the start when my Mira told me that you, of all people, had joined her merry little troop. Mira and I go far back, you know? After those horrific events unfolded in Udal, I hid away in Thanavar for some time. It was then that we first made each other's acquaintance. Song and dance go together rather well, needless to say, and our friendship rapidly blossomed. When she turned to me for assistance in planning the troop Fatalism's tour of Eorzea, I was more than happy to do my part. It does not surprise me that an accomplished adventurer would have many friends across the realm. But never would I have suspected that you and my dear Melf would be so close. Truly, fate must have brought us together for a reason. I feel the same. Your presence alone has motivated me to grow in ways I never would have thought possible. Excuse me. You have given me the courage, strength, and determination to be more than what I was. Stop heaping on the praises. Stop heaping on the praises. Stop, stop, stop. I thought I recognized that face from somewhere. From liberator of Alamigo to a traveling performer, eh? Not a path I'd predicted, but I'm hardly surprised to see you emerge triumphant in whatever you do. That was truly a performance for the ages. Here in Algana, we don't get much exposure to foreign cultures. Rather stimulating it was. Especially a grand finale where you chased off those bloody shadow beasts. Got the blood pumping, I'd say. I wish there was more we could do to show our appreciation. Think nothing of it, my good sir. Just knowing that we brought a good measure of joy to Alamigo in its time of need is reward enough for us. Too kind you are, miss. The road ahead of us is a long one, but thanks to you, we can strive down it with a spring in our step. Know that our village is always open to you. Should you ever be willing to grace us with another performance, farewell, my friends. Phew, for a second, I thought he'd realize the true nature of those shadows that we were talking about aloud. Currently, right now. In the open. Nobody's listening in. But no, the threat of the damned is gone now. For now. And it seems no one's the wiser. It is heartening indeed. And with that, we should prepare our departure. The Alamegans were kind enough to invite us in these trying times. We mustn't linger so long that our presence becomes a burden. I too should be on my way. It was a pleasure and honor both to see you on the stage again, Mira. And you too as well, Ishnai. Till our paths cross again, go in safety. No. Go in safety. Okay, let's see what. I went to Mistress near the sphere expecting to be chewed out for being a beat slow here or out of tune there, but she just smiled and said it was my best performance ever. Is she feeling quite alright? You and Rana have truly done me proud today, my friend. Why, I dare say the day is not too far off when I can hand the troop over to a worthy successor. Well, that's the last of it. Our props are packed and we're ready to take to the road. I must say, it's a touch bittersweet knowing this is our last performance. But I suppose even the best of things must come to an end. Mistress Nashimira will go ahead to RPG Sex Capital Final Fantasy XIV to secure us passage back to Razat Han. You'll stop by and see us off, yes? We'd like to pay your proper thanks for before taking our leave of this land. Do do do. Alright. Where are we? I guess the best one is the Fisherman's Guild? Cat, no. Cat, no.
Hello, friend.
Hey, Maddox, how are you? I guessed wrong. I guessed poorly. I guessed poorly! Just go this way. Stop thinking about it. That's good. Down here. It's an honor. It was an honor traveling the realm with you, friend. Once companions, always companions. I have little doubt that our paths will cross again. There's no need for teary farewells, Ishnai. We'll meet again all too soon, I am sure of it. Ishnai, I'm so touched. Did you really come to see us off? I mean, what else you were expecting from me? Thank you ever so much for all you've done. It was an honor to tour Eorzea with you, and to bring the strength and succor to its people. You have my gratitude as well, Ishnai. The people whose hearts you have touched will, in turn, inspire others. Yes, before long, the Dance of the Damned would be but a memory. And yet, until that time, we cannot let our guard down. I propose that we extend our tour of Eorzea in the event that there are yet people in this realm who still require our aid. I'm betting after Endwalker that the people of Razat Han kind of need it. Do you really, truly mean this, Mistress Nashmira? Ishnai and I can keep dancing together? In good time, Rana, yes. But Ishnai is an adventurer, and one whose services are justifiably in high command. It would not be very considerate of us to monopolize her services for our ends. And so we bid you farewell for now. Rana and I will remain in Limsa and consult Master Grigri about potentially extending our tour to new locations. Pray and come back to visit us on occasion, yes? Rana gets awfully lonely without company. Hey, that's not... Well, I suppose it is true. Keep dancing, Ishnai, and let us eagerly wait the day we can make the stage together anew. In chasing shadows from the hearts of your audience, you've learned a new dance. Oorah! Technical steps. Yep. Yep. No friends of mine. What's that? Complete. Save the last dance. Cool. All right. Now we're on to the dark. Well, technically it's the role quest for Endwalkers. We're going to Razathan. Going back to their homeland, actually. Egads. Teleport the... my mind's... Dead mind? Yeah, of course. Hold the Radiant Host. Doman. We're going to Gridania next. Cool. The Gridanian delegate is in urgent need of a stout defender to help combat a new threat to the homeland. I have come on behalf of the Twin Adders to enlist the aid of an accomplished fighters. The small folk cower in their homes for fear of an unprecedented threat to the Twelveswood, a blasphemy. It strikes quickly and with deadly precision before returning to the shadows, whence it came. Try as we might, we have yet to devise a means to track it, much less slay it. Several brave souls search for it even now, but their chances will improve greatly if they had a stout protector by their side. Judging by your reputation, I dare say you're precisely the woman we seek. Did you have to, you know, butter me up, please? I don't care. I'm here to help you. What do you say? Will you— I am here talking to you, therefore yes. Will you serve as the shield that stands between Gridania and certain doom? Protecting the realm is what I do. Yeah, see? I'll take that as an enthusiastic yes. No, a resigned yes. Make haste for Outer's Nest and report to my superior. All of Gridania shall pray for your success. It's a resigned yes. There's nobody else that can do this. Teleport. Love that they're figuring how many different ways they're figuring to say best viewers that I can sit here and ban on moderation. Yeah, only the best. People here are already the best. I don't need to buy anyone. Yeah, is on at Razathan sent word of your arrival, but I can still scarcely believe our luck. Are you truly here to help us bring this wicked blasphemy to heel? I am here. Then there is hope for us yet. I shall fetch the Elder Seedseer at once. She's leading the hunt, and I'm certain she'll be most eager to see you. Full glad I am to welcome you in good health and good spirits, Ishnai. On behalf of all of Gridania, allow me to thank you for rising to our defense yet again. You will forgive me for pursuing further formalities, as time is of the essence. I shall share with you what little we know of the elusive scourge. Please, I refuse you. I'm quite happy that you are eschewing formalities. Following the events in Thanavar, we've received a report that an unidentified man has fallen into fits on the road before transforming into a beast most foul, a blasphemy, we soon determined. Eyewitnesses to subsequent attacks spoke of patterns on its skin reminiscent of heavy chains. I am... his name is Glee. I'm calling him Glee. Thus we have named it Glee for the creature of legend. It emerged from the brush without warning. bringing destruction and tragedy to those unfortunate enough to be near. Ere we can respond, it retreats into the hiding. Change, you say? I know, right? Leaving no trace for us to follow. I'm also calling it Glee, because, fuck if I can say that other name. The elementals cry out for us to rid the forest of this wicked presence. Yet even if we track it to its lair, I fear besting the beast would be no simple matter. The wounds of Glee's victims are tainted by corruption. We can but conclude that the beast's fangs, claws, and horns are all imbued with a powerful poison. The smallest scratch sends the afflicted into fits, and death soon follows. Ooh. Mayhap you know of the creeping death. The effects of Glee's vile poison bears more than a passing similarity to the symptoms of that deadly plague. I have no clue what you're talking about. Also, I don't remember that necklace of yours being that shiny. Sorry. Randomness. It swept through the 12 Woods many years ago. Well, I wasn't here for that. The sick found their skin covered in chain-like patterns and spent their final moments in excruciating pain. You know, I can't help but think of the rope-like marks that appear on the necks of people, on their necks and arms in Fatal Frame 1. Anyways. 'Twas long before I came to Gridania, but people still speak of it with dread. Is it true that the disease spared not a single human? Higher? That's human. Very nearly, yes. Before the remainder was taken, we were able to devise a cure from the Glimsfrom. Slow though it was, the scars of this tragedy then began to heal. Glee threatens to reopen old wounds, I fear. Yet, despite the similarities between the blasphemy's corruption and the creeping death's marks, it is unclear how these two phenomena are related, if at all. That phenomenon thing is a joke from way back when I did Cyber Sleuths. Because you had to say phenomenon so much, so it became phenomenon just as a joke. And it has carried on since then. Both Conjury and White Magic have failed to abate the poison's spread. To confront Glee now would place our soldiers at risk of grievous injury. Forgive me, Elder Seer, but it appears to be urgent. What? Again? Oh, timing, since I'm here. Glee has struck once more in North Shroud. The Whalers came too late to see the beast themselves, but the man attacked yet lives. They are bringing him to Fall Gorge float as we speak. Then we must meet them there. Will you accompany us, Ishnai? Athea Mayor should apprise us of the details upon our arrival. Aether. Whoever it is now named Aether. Ethel. They're named Ethel. The word of the attack has yet to spread among the populace. They remain calm for now. We cannot say for certain Glee has quit the place. Stay on your guard. Hi, Ethel. Elder Seedseer, you honor us with your presence. I cannot thank you enough for coming all this way. Given the dire circumstances, I would not leave this to another. Where's the wounded man? Outside, bobbing cork, being attended to by one of our hearers. He is a capable healer, but I worry this is beyond his abilities. I shall do all in my power to aid him. But I thought it was white mage stuff that didn't work, so why are we here? I, in turn, may have the need of assistance as well. I ask you both stay close, both of you. I mean, I'm also a white mage. I can help in both sense. Though my white mage is not up to level 90, it's level 88. I can come back with my astrologian. I did not realize this inn was called the Bobbing Cork. Fall foot. Fall gourd. Float. Nonetheless. The names! Also, I'm lost. I'm lost. I'm lost! How do I... Where? It's out. Oh, it's outside. I'm blind! We're really fucking tired! With lots and lots of caffeine. That he survived his encounter with Glee speaks to his fortitude. I know not if he can be saved, but we can at least allay his suffering. We must. He clings to life, albeit barely. We must try and ease his pain. He's a hardy soul, but amid utter loss. I managed to heal his wound. The poison lingers. I feared the worst is yet to come. When I removed his clothes for treatment, I recognized the chains. If this is indeed the creeping death, do not lose heart. I shall spare no effort. Race for now. We may have need of your talents again ere long. Chigos? Man, Chigos? A bloody swarm of them? It came from the eastern gate. Chigos known as carriers of the creeping death. The villagers are on edge. If they think the Vilekin harbingers of another plague, they may panic. Pray, see to those Chigos. I shall remain here with the victims. I'm saying it wrong. Probably. But it is one of those bug-like things. If I remember correctly. Don't quote me on this. Don't quote me on anything! Unless it's if I say something stupid in a stupid way. I think this wide-eyed fellow is the source of the earlier yelling. Do you see any Chigos nearby? They were near Outer Springs, a swarm of them, like an army getting ready for war, bringing the creeping death as a thought. Folks been dropping dead with no rhyme or reason, and I'm not about to join them. No, sir. Came running back as fast as my legs could carry me. Were you bitten? I will show you to a healer, if so. Not a single hole that don't belong. You can be sure. You'd be best do something about that swarm, though. Would that we could, but keeping the gate manned is our priority, and we have not the numbers to spare for a hunting party. By the time whaler reinforcements arrive, it may be too late. We'll deal with the Chigos. The one who calls the greater number owes another flagon of ale, eh? Bet? Bet? I commend your bravery. Godspeed, and don't get bitten. Watch him get bitten. We're likely to hear the swarm before we see it. Keep your weapon close at hand. We cannot allow a single one to escape. Okay. Probably should, you know, put on grit. Ba-ba-ba-ba, aiding. 12 be praised. And you! I had come bearing a cure for the creeping death, but it is little use against actual death. Aye, that's why I've come. I heard tell of a man suffering from an uncommon pains at Fallgourd Float, sensing an opportunity for philanthropy and a touch of profit, I'll admit. But if what you say is true, his condition demands a much swifter pair of feet than mine. Could you bring the medicine to him in my stead? No need for payment this time, of course. You saved my life, and one good deed deserves another. I only hope the cure works as well as ported. As for me, I'll be on my way and give any Valken I spy a wide berth. You are walking the wrong direction for that. To think the mere mention of Chigo's could spark such a panic, the craving death casts long shadows over these lands. You brought the medicine? What luck. We must administer it straight away, and it will turn into a monster, right? Thank you for calling the Chigos. Alas, our patient's condition is yet to improve, and it is all we can do to keep him from succumbing to the poison. Technically, it's not a poison, it's a venom. Sorry. If it's injected from... I know this medicine. It was once used to treat the creeping death. Given his symptoms, it may well prove effective here as well. It works upon the body quite well, as I recall. I... Hold on a little... Just a while longer, my friend. The medicine will soon relieve you of your pain. It hurts. Ah. Why? The man's shrieks died in his throat as his body is racked with violent convulsions. He then falls still and quiet, as if his breath was snatched from his chest. "12 have mercy. At the very least, his suffering is over." Had we been even quicker to deliver the medicine, would he have lived? Nay, I think not. He was doomed from the moment the poison entered his blood. Venom. As others, if we do not soon gain understanding of our foe. Let this tragedy not be in vain, but serve as a lesson. Do the effects of Glee's corruption resemble the creeping death? It is clear that the two share little else in common. The poison burns through the body more quickly than any disease. Too deadly is it to be borne by creatures so fragile as Chigo's, or any besides. Then that is one less possibility the people need to fear. 'Tis a shame life was lost, but this knowledge may help us ensure that others are not. Spread word, but do so with delicacy. In these troubled times, fear and despair can drive even the goodliest of souls to desperate ends. Glee is the only blasphemy known to us in Gridania, for now. We must do our utmost to stop him from sowing further discord. Understood, Elder Seer. I will give this man a proper burial before sharing what we've discovered. Ascertaining Glee's whereabouts is still a primary concern. Let us return to Adder's Nest, for information shall be our most reliable weapon in the days ahead, and there's no better place to acquire it. I shall speak with the people after this man receives the proper burial. Burial! To honor a sacrifice, I must do what I can to buoy their hope. I'm making a Fall Gourd reference, since we're at the Fall Gourd, and we're the bobbing cork, and sorry. Or am I? I didn't mean to hit that twice. For food. Curiosity. It's all doing healer stuff. Glee has been cited in various locales, and though we were reviewing every report, we suspect most are erroneous. Fear has a way of making one jump at shadows. It'll take some time before we have determined which reports merit more involved investigation. Until then, I ask you to stay vigilant and keep your eyes peeled for any sign of the blasphemy. Keeper is eager to resume the hunt. We have followed up on most every report concerning Glee, even those that beggared belief. The most promising suggests that the blasphemy is currently stalking the South Shroud. We are to proceed there at once, for there is no telling when it might strike again. The Elder Seed Seer is already en route to Roots Lake. Let us not keep her waiting. Ba 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 ba. After this, I want to get Ellipse, flying stuff. And I might actually inch closer to the next expansion. Might. I'll think about it. Greetings, Ishnai. As luck would have it, my sister Reo frequents the Camp Tranquility. I know, because that's where the White Mage quests are. We would do well to meet her with her first, for she have knowledge of this threat that can aid us in our search. I mean, you could also ask the Mughals. It has been too long, Ryo. Ryo. Connie! I was afraid this situation might force your arrival. Would that this reunion be under more joyous circumstances. It is heartening to see her joined by the bearer of Toa's will. Good that you recognize that I'm a white mage, too. Unfortunately, Glee's poison cannot be cured by any healing force known to us. As I'm sure you've already learned, a dark knight that is also a white mage healer. Irony. Nevertheless, I have faith that together we will find a way to defeat it. Every moment is crucial, so let us dispense with further pleasantries. Have you received word of Glee's whereabouts? I have. A recently ambushed poor traveler who succumbed to his wounds soon thereafter. A tragic and increasingly common tale. No others in Camp Tranquil have come to harm, but some claim they feel a presence in the distant trees, staring at them with malicious intensity. They struggle to find the courage to venture beyond the safety of the camp. While its victims exhibit symptoms reminiscent of the creeping death, Glee's corruption seems only to affect those who have been assaulted by the blasphemy himself. We have yet to confirm a single instance of it spreading from one individual to another. That is somewhat reassuring, but it will prove little comfort to the people here, I think. If Glee comes, any defense we mount will come at great cost. Those who fall wounded will inevitably die. I am at a loss. The people under my care can see it. They grow tense and bicker among themselves, some even accusing me of standing idly by while this monster roams free, as if I'm not doing all that I can. I apologize. Would that I had come to you sooner. Would that there were more I could offer. Not every burden is yours to bear, Connie. She is right. It is the duty of all Seed Seers to face this threat, so we should do so together, with the aid of the elementals as well. Under different circumstances, I would agree, but their strength has waned since the calamity, and I am reluctant to oppose upon them. Then ask the Mughals, how about that? Indeed, when I open my thoughts to the elementals, I shudder to hear their distress. Once we have laid low the blasphemy, the elementals will be at peace. Well then, how do you propose we go about that? First, allow me to speak with the people here and assure them that all will be well, that Gridania's resolve to weather this storm remains steadfast. No road is closed to those true of hearts. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised that you'd begin with an earnest, heartfelt appeal. For my part, I shall reach out to Arun. Not sure if I'm saying that right either. Perhaps together we can find a way to offer similar comfort to the elementals. I have no doubt we will require their assistance in the days to come. Thank you, sister. May the 12 watch over and keep you both. May I trouble you to accompany me? The presence of a storied hero will surely lead credence to my claims that the people's difficulties will soon be at an end. Yes, I hate this, though. While you attend to that, I shall gather what information I can from the wood whalers stationed here. Pray look for me at the camp proper when you have finished. I know, right? The good King Moogle. Though he's technically is a primal, and we don't like primals. If we are to convince the people that they need not live in fear of Glee, then my words alone must be insufficient. I do not comport myself as an imposing figure blessed with martial prowess, to say the least. You, on the other hand, are renowned as a peerless warrior who has triumphed in countless trials. Simply looking upon your features fill me with confidence that this crisis too shall pass. I think that's your own biases implying that of me, because I look like I'm halfway tired and dead to the world 90% of the time when you do a close-up of my character. My character's face is kind of covered right now, so you can't quite see it, but I mean, it's there, trust me. And also that I'm tired of your shit. Pray you stay by my side, that those we speak with might be joyed by your presence. Accompanying you, yeah. See? I look tired and kind of done with people's shit. Speak with. Try as they might to go about their lives as normal, there's an unmistakable tension in their every movement. We must do what we can to put their minds at ease. Inflamed men. Seed seers are sitting pretty with their guards in their finery. What do they care if the beasties run amok? They'll be fine. That's why they're doing nothing while it haunts us. We'd be fools to trust our lives to those who don't care a whit. Past time we went south. At least in Uda, they don't pretend to look out for the common folk. Elder Seeds here. I was just, I promise you that we are sparing no effort in our hunt for Glee. However, it will take time, and more may suffer before the beast is laid low. Nevertheless, I ask that you place your faith in me for only a while longer. I love the Twelfth Wood and her people with all my heart, and I will not let our enemy torment us forever. I understand. Man's got to voice his worries from time to time. Nothing less than I want to abandon my home. I'll stick around for now. A single scratch is enough to spell one's doom, they say. Nothing but wait for death to come. How could you face a beast like that? Do not give in to despair, my friend. Know that I shall do all in my power to see through this crisis. Hold fast to hope and encourage others to do as well. I'll try, Elder Seedseer. I'll try. I know you've placed yourself at risk, leaving the safety of the city and coming here. And that means a lot to me and mine. I'll stay close to the whalers and pray news of your triumph reaches us soon. Thank you. I promise that it will not be long. Yeah, because I'm already leveled up to level 90, so we'll just keep, Go ahead and repair things. I saw it! The gargantuan beast stalking the woods, with horns the size of my leg. What's to stop it from coming here and filling its belly? Because it hasn't been eating its prey? Glee will do no such thing, I swear. I shall see it to it personally that that the blasphemy does not come within a mile of this village. Keep heart, for brighter days lie ahead of us. The fog is coming in. That's what's coming in. Truly, Elder Seetsier, perhaps I've let my imagination get the better of me. You're a beacon in these dark times. I pray you restore the peace soon. I shall, you can be certain. Landendel is here. Will that be all for now, Elder Seetsier? It will. I have done what I can to quell the unrest, but so long as Glee lives, they will never be at peace. Sometimes lending an ear does wonder, as must be the case for the elementals, yes? Indeed, you are correct. Today was a welcome reminder of that truth, an important step on our journey. Mayhap I should visit these settlements more often. Doubtless some here think of me as distant as the elementals, so rarely do they see me in the outer reaches. You have served me admirably as protectors this far, for which I am grateful. Yet, until we have found and laid low Glee, I must continue to impose upon your goodwill. 'Tis no imposition, Elder Seedseer. You saved me on the killing free the fields of Cartano. My life is yours, now and always. Your life is yours to command, but I am thankful for your words, as your conviction, which fills me with confidence that the path we walk is true. Even if that path takes us far afield. Did I ever tell you that when I was a young student, I would often steal into the woods with a dear friend of mine, much to the chagrin of our teacher? Deep down, I suspect there's still a part of me that yearns to wander where I should not. Elder Seedseer, word from the border. We've got ourselves a bloody right mess by the sound of it. Nano, what has happened? Per your earlier instructions, the whalers closed the road to all travel while we scurl the word for signs of Glee. But now a local group of locals are demanding we let through into Thanlan. They're terrified by the sound of it, screaming about the creeping death and God knows what else. Despair grips their hearts. If it consumes them wholly, we may yet have more blasphemies to contend with. I will speak with them. Wild rumors fuel their panic. And with truth and compassion, I'll convince them to see reason and return to their homes. That doesn't usually work that way. If anyone can, it's you, Elder Seedseer. We're doing our best to keep them calm for now, but my man's words painted a grim picture. I pray you make your way to the border as quickly as you can. Yeah, we don't want Landadel to try and help there. He's violent. Follow the word south, you'll find them soon enough. My men are doing what they can, but we're soldiers, not mediators. And I don't trust you any lick of sense to mediate. Especially with the, what happened when I was having to somewhat be a commander for, the Band of Heroes, or whatever. People here are indeed terrified. I must be careful with my words. It's good we arrived when we did. Any later, we might have met with a bloodier sight. Let us through, damn you! We're standing here while the creeping death nips at our heels. You're telling us to die. The rumors are false. The Elder Seedseer herself said word the creeping death is not responsible for recent incidents. You mustn't surrender to panic. Return to your homes while we deal with the threat, and pay no heed to the baseless stories. Stories! Stories! I've seen the dead with my own eyes. Don't tell me what it is and isn't true. Hearken to me, my friends. I come before you now to assure you that the creeping death has not returned. Only those who have been wounded by Glee are in danger, so I beseech you to take shelter in your homes until the threat has passed. Glee? The beast in the woods I saw? We have to run! It could have followed us! You saw him where? Not far from here. Those glistening horns, those terrible change, reaching out to drag you down to the seventh hell. We ran and never looked back. But don't worry, it didn't catch any of us. No one's marked, see? That means we're safe, right? The person behind us is not. But say we were quite fast enough. What then? Bye! Its claws, its horns and claws are where the poison resides. Even a scratch would cause for concern. Even a little scratch? Then it's too late for me. Is that why my body feels like it's on fire? You told me the branches tripped you up. You said that's how it happened. You said! Oh, heavenly winds, guide us to the front font of strength. May we drink from it and be made whole. I don't feel any better. Do it! Do it again! It hurts. Help me. Conjuring has no effect. There can be no mistaking. This is Glee's doing. Even so, I ask you, do not lose heart. Stay strong. For if we surrender to fear, the beast has already won. I don't want to die. Please. Please help me. I don't want to die. Ah! Get back. You said it wasn't. Why? Liars. All of you. None of us are safe. None of us will. I think she was trying it sooner or something. I don't know. Ah! Despair made manifest. 12 for Finn. Is there not could be done for these poor souls? No, there isn't. Not but one thing, I know. We must lay them to rest, contain the threat. I don't know, keep them as pets. How does that sound? Alright, Boko. Wrong thing. Alright, Boko, let's go. Face over here. Twas not the poison which triggered their transformation, but despair. Overwhelming despair. We did what we had to. If we let the fiends live, the blood of many would have been on our hands. I can't take it! What kind of life is this? Waiting to be hunted or turned into one of them? Matron, have mercy. What were those? I murdered the matron. With fiends, the creeping death seems mercy compared to an end like that. They're at peace. Would have not come to this. I was powerless to prevent it. You did all you could, Elder Seedseer. Is that what's going to happen to us? Is there no hope? What you witnessed was the fate of those who fall into the deepest despairs. It feeds upon grief and anguish, and is more deadly than glee itself. But as I swore to you that we shall defeat the blasphemy that haunts our homeland, so too do I swear that despair will not be the end of us. Keep faith and look to the horizon for brighter days to come. As you say, Elder Seedseer, as you say. Glee is not here, so you are free to return to your homes. I but urge you to take care of the on the path back. We will, Elder Seedseer. The storm is past, but a darker tempest roils in the distance. So long as the specter of despair blooms, the people will struggle to take words of comfort to heart. We will see more tragedies like this. The elementals too cry out for a solution. The longer we struggle to resolve this crisis, the more innocent lives we put at risk. Raya says that we need to turn to the elements for assistance, and I know now she was right. So I will seek audience with the Great One. However, there are preparations I must attend to first. I shall make the proper ablutions in Lotus Stand. Pray return to Adder's Nest and await my summons. Well, at least it isn't the waking sands. There's somebody who renamed themselves Sassy Elf on a Shelf. I'm not even going to see if it is person that's being an Ellison for that. Despite our best efforts, we've been unable to prevent further loss of life. I foresee even greater hardships ahead. As we press on, we mustn't forget the words of the Elder Seed Seer. We must strive to remain undaunted in the face of despair. She's preparing for communion with the Great One. When the time is right, she'll call upon us both. Until then, my friends, stay strong. I mean, can I join her? Because I am also known to the Great One. The situation is worsened since we last spoke. You mean 5 seconds ago? Glee grows bolder in his attacks, and the conjurers are spread thin on their efforts to attend the victims. You mean the deaths. There's no victims, only death. Moreover, they're no closer to finding a means to counteract the blasphemy's poison. With no choice but to wait until death claims them, some are overwhelmed by helplessness, becoming mad beasts that lash out at their former countrymen. Such tragedies are all too easily beget further tragedy, as bereaved loved ones are overcome and shared in the same horrid fate. The people speak of these incidents in hushed whispers, afraid that at any moment a monster might appear within their midst. If only we could find a cure for blasphemy's poison. Indeed, let us hope that Elder Seed Seer's efforts to enlist the aid of the elementals are successful, and that united we may at last cleanse the 12 woods of this evil once and for all. Urgent news, Ishnai! Glee has ambushed a party of wood whalers. They're engaged with the blasphemy near the guardian tree, where the Great One slumbers. I know, this bodes ill. Has it divined the Elder Seed Seer's intention? Is it attempting to prevent her from communing with the elementals? Bah! In any event, we cannot let Glee harm the tree. Glee harm the tree! I did not mean to set that up to rhyme. The Elder Seed Seer bade rendezvous with her at Sorrel Haven. We leave at once. A gift undone. Oh no. Name of that doesn't bode fucking well. What? It's already writing. Do 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 do. Battered arms and armor are strewn across the ground, but there's no other trace of men or blasphemy. I mean, this is a form. The Fell Beast right here is a form of blasphemy. Game. Also, if I notice it's not Elezen that are being affected by it, why are we continuing to send Elezen out on the Wood Whaler side of things? Just throwing that out there. Battered equipment. They changed shoes on you, I just realized. I see. I think I know what happened here, though I pray I am wrong. Because it used to be just a full white boot. Oh, sorry, I am distraction. There's no sign of wood whalers save their arms and armor. Seasoned warriors would never cast aside their equipment. But here it lies, and I see not a single body. In the face of certain death, even the bravest among us can succumb to despair. Before the blasphemy's poison took them, they transformed. It only seems to affect humans, so Lee could have not gone far. He may be watching us even now. Be on your guard. The air is thick with corruption. If the wood whalers succumb to a man, we can expect a hard fight. Though I dread the thought of hurting our brave soldiers, we cannot allow the creature they have become to roam free. Let us form 2 groups to move more quickly and cull the beasts. Once we've finished, we shall regroup under the boughs of the guardian tree. I don't think this guy is going to survive for long just because we, A, don't give him a name at all, either. He's just a keeper. And maybe in his last moments, we get a name from him. Or he's already given us a name, and I absolutely have forgotten. That is a possibility, too. No traits of whalers turn beasts. If I'm playing by logical standpoint of how these stories work out, that is a high likely possibility. Slicey dicey. Just one? Yeah. Show me the monster. Show me how cool the monster is. Or how uncool the monster is. I want to see those chains. I mean, huh. Why did we let the seed seer go alone? Because she kind of is, you know, not as much good with fighting. Our work is done then. No. Some loss of so many brave souls is tragic, but they're at peace. And the guardian tree is safe. Let us take comfort in that. But I but pray that the Great One will hear my plea. I mean, I can try and plea. I mean, I am one that helped cured it. Ah! A gift undone. No longer seats here. Elder seats here. Are you hurt? The Great One is filled with fear, an all-consuming fear, unlike I have ever felt. It spoke to me. Its words were clarion. Drive the evil away. Drive the evil away. I mean, that's what we're trying to do. It can think of naught else, and so we will not receive the aid we seek. Not until we dispel the dread that claws at the forest's very heart. No, this was our last hope. No, I'm behind you. I'm behind you. We are not alone. Not as cool as I was hoping. I mean, kind of cool, but not as cool. There can be no mistake. This is the profound beast. The blasphemy has mired the 12 woods in despair. Glee. Actually, I love the fact that I'm calling it Glee. Stay back! Why? I'm the tank! It makes for the guardian tree. We must stop it. The poison! You mustn't let it touch you! Such fearsome strength. Hello? Hello? I'm here! Hello? Excuse me while I stand by and do bullshit. Oh, I'm doing something. He has a stomach. Potbelly. Good that I still have the echo. This is a Seer's Yasumi. In accordance with our covenant, we Paja have been blessed by the elementals. From the moment we are chosen, we are bound to act as mediators between man and nature. Don't tell me Yasumi Yan is the one, or is it the new player character that's standing beside? The most skilled among us are honored as seers, and it is their duty to guide Gradania through times both poor and prosperous. So it can affect Paja. I cannot say which of you will be found more worthy. In my estimation, you both have the potential to become seer. Of that I become more certain by the day. You look a lot like the little girl that we helped that also was born a Paja. But I don't want to be a seer. I never wanted to be a Pajal either. I never asked for any of this. Why can't I just live a normal life like everyone else? How come I don't get to grow old? Why am I cursed with these ugly horns? I think they're cute. I like them. And maybe we didn't choose to be born this way. But I don't think it makes us that different from everyone else. It's a rare gift. A blessing, even. And if we can use it to help others, then we should. Don't give up on becoming Seed Seer, Connie. We'd all be worse for it. A blessing? I never thought of it that way. I suppose I just hated not having a choice. But maybe you're right. Yeah, I wonder what it's like to have a blessing by which, by Heidelin that makes sure that I have to shoulder everybody's problems. Crush, 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 crush. Does he become Xehanort in this world? Huh? 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 Recognizes her. Ni. Didn't recognize her until you hit her. Good that it's not deep enough to drown her. We might have had a problem there for how long I was standing there. You know, maybe we should take her back. The matron is merciful. No, the matron doesn't exist. I killed them. The elder saints here has fallen unconscious, but is otherwise unharmed. The blasphemy must not have touched her, for I do not see the telltale mark of poison. Still, I am no healer. I am, but we aren't going to cover this, are we? She should be looked after by those who are. I shall carry her back to Gridania. We must leave before Glee returns. Await me at Adder's Nest. After all, you did recognize, your sister did recognize me as, you know, a white mage. Chosen by Toa-kan. Or what, Toa? Thank you that you brought me all the way here instead of me having to teleport. Allow me to thank you again for your assistance. The elder seat here has been delivered to the care of Izumi-yan, and by the grace of the elementals, she make a full recovery. In fact, she's already regained consciousness, but is not yet allowed to receive visitors. We can all but wait for now. God damn it! I was useless. I could do nothing while the elder seat seer faced Glee alone. I was to be your shield. No, I was, but, that I stand before you while she lies abed is proof of my failure. Connie Sina still lives, and she still requires your protection. You're truly the hero of whom bards sing, aren't you? No! I mean, yes, but I hate it. No. You suffered terrible trials, and yet you stand tall and resolute. 'Cause nobody else can do this, apparently. If I fail, that means everyone fails. Thank you for your counsel. How close I came to forgetting the lessons of my past. I've spoken of it to few. Truth be told, it brings me shame to recall it. And let's talk about it in public. I fought at Cartano, not as a soldier of Eorzean Alliance, but as a conscript of the Garlean Imperial Army. Clad in armor and magitech, another drop in a sea of pitless metal. You grow numb to the violence and the killing out of necessity. It becomes routine. Work to earn your next meal. But then the moon shattered and the dragon emerged, and when the dust had settled, I was another body clinging to life amongst the fallen. But it wasn't a death that came, but salvation. I was delivered from my well-earned fate by the Elder Seedseer. She deigned to save a man who once bared steel against her people. Her kindness didn't end there. Once my wounds had healed, she welcomed me with open arms. Never did she regard me with distrust. Nor did she ever make me feel obliged to return my debt. Sorry, cough drop time, because I noticed my voice isn't doing the v thing. She fought not to take life, but to safeguard it. Through our friendship, I came to see the wisdom in that distinction, and pledged my remaining years to her service. Unorthodox condensation, that is a name. Also ban. I pledge my remaining years to her service. 'Twould have accomplished nothing to throw myself against Glee in vain. And even if there were proof to be found in sacrifice, she would not abide it. Your words serve to remind me of this. We will defeat the blasphemy, aye, but we will do so without forsaking that which we hold dear. This I swear. Keeper. Good news, everyone! Ishnai, the Elder Seed Seer, has grown strong enough to receive visitors. Come. We must go to Stillglane Fane at once. Run. Oh, Darrow. Conjurer's Guild. Ba-bum, ba-bum. You're lucky I'm busy doing other things. Cat. Elder Seatsier, it fills my heart with joy to see you in better health. I am gladdened by your presence as well, my friend. Unless you wonder, I know the Conjurer has found no trace of the poison in my humors. If you are ready, I would resume our search for Glee. They may be up to the task, but you are not. 'Tis one thing to engage in conversation, quite another to go gallivanting about Twelve's Wood hunting a blasphemy. I am aware you are a conjurer of surpassing skill, and would not presume to gainsay your judgment, but have my wounds not healed? Those visible to the naked eye, perhaps. I worry that the strain of your communion with the Great One has taken a toll on you in ways we may struggle to perceive. The Great One is a being of purest aether, and you are exposed to his unbridled despair, his raw terror. There may be consequences. I am aware of that, but Glee must be stopped. Till the blasphemy is laid low, the people will continue to die. How am I to carry out my duties as claustred here? How am I to deliver the forest and its people from its despair? 'Tis your duties that demand you remain. I understand your frustration, but were you to fall in battle, your guiding light would bear... if your guiding light you bear were to fade, then all Gridania would be lost. Rest, Connie. Rest and gather your strength so that when the time comes, you are fit to do what must be done. In the meantime, trust your allies. You are right. That said, I see no reason I cannot join in planning our next step. As you said before, conversation is quite unlike gallivanting about on a hunt. Our encounter with Glee has made it plain that we cannot hope to triumph over it as we are. Only with the great one's power can we achieve victory. When the seventh umbral calamity was nigh, the Great One committed a portion of its boundless strength to extend a barrier over heaven and earth. The Ermin Hedge? Or Ermin standing for Ermin Soul? Thus the 12 Woods was spared the worst. If we were to convince it again to lend us even a small measure of that power, we would need not fear the poison. Therefore, I believe we should pour efforts into placating the elementals, that we might earn their favor. The quieting worked before, it may work again. That's the white mage thing. Ah, of course, you are the inheritor of Atoa's will. Rayo and Arun praised the wisdom and bravery you displayed that day. Indeed, we were very nearly overrun by the creatures the Great One called in defense. But this time is different. The Great One quakes with fear that it cannot even bear to behold its enemy, let alone fight it. And so we must find a way to dispel that fear that binds it, and reassure it that together we can defeat Glee. Only then will it hearken to our words. I think, too, that we must gain a greater understanding of what drives Glee. It seems to bear resentment towards the elementals. One great in particular. Why? I have pondered this question myself. Lingering memories of the person Glee once was may be responsible. Reports from recent hands suggest it is likely the case, in fact. If we could ascertain the original identity of the blasphemy. But where are we to even begin with our investigation? I have an idea! I had the power of me protagonist. You were granted a vision of Glee's past, and I was there? Then I may know who you is or was. Excuse me. Cat. Hydrate. Okay. I'm fighting a cat right now. FBI, open up! As do I, the boy who trained alongside Kami in her youth. Suryasupin. I'm calling him Sus. After all these years, is this what became of him? How you doing, Rose? Yeah, you mentioned him before, but briefly before. Were you close? Sus was a Pajai like me, but he never knew his parents and devoted himself wholly to his studies. He embraced the role the forest had bestowed upon him, and truth be told, was a much better student than I ever was. A fair assessment. Despite your esteemed heritage, you never took to my lessons as well as he, ever dreaming of the outside world. Stealing off into the woods more times than I can count. I could not keep watch over you at all hours, not even if I tried. Elder Seedseer, a rebellious spirit? I can scarce imagine it. I resented being a Pajal. It was inconceivable to me that I could not live among the others, that I could not scruple, and I did not scruple to express my misgivings to Isami Yan at every opportunities. Sus was a pillar of constant support. It was thanks to his encouragement that I at last embraced my destiny and resolved to use my gift for the greater good. For the greater good. We would become Seedseers together, I believed. Until one fateful day when we were gathering herbs in the forest at Isumi Yan's behest. We met a wanderer hailing from the distant land, who told us his beloved was with child, and that he traveled to Gridania to beseech the Great One for a painless birth. He asked us to guide him to the guardian tree. However, the entry to such sacred place was not ours to permit, and there was something odd about his demeanor besides. With regret, I refused him, but Sus was loath to turn away a goodly stranger in need. I didn't mean to hit that button again. We found the man motionless on the ground, having succumbed to the Great One's rage, and next to him was Sus, alive but unconscious. In time he recovered and relayed the whole story. In truth, the man had been an adventurer, a seeker of wealth and glory, and as he knelt to make false supplications, he lunged forward to tear a branch from the guardian tree. He was yet a child, and Sus had no inkling of the darkness could dwell within men's hearts. He learned the lesson that day, but the price he paid for it was great indeed. The Great One stripped Sus of his horns, and with them the right to call himself a Pajal. I was forced to expel him from the fane. I never saw him again, nor heard a word of what had become of him, though not for lack of trying. Despite his hardship, he did remain at the 12th wood all this time, I wonder. Did he remain? Excuse me. 1 second, y'all. Back. Sorry. He dreamed not of else but to becoming a seer. Of life in the service of the people in the forest. He knew the weight of the responsibility and was eager to bear it. Sorry, but he was deprived of that purpose by the very elementals he loved, and yet he did not lose that will to serve, I suspect, and instead resolved to watch over the 12 woods in his own way. I shudder to think what could have hastened his transformation into Glee, as if his life was not harsh enough. In our final conversation, Sus confided in me that he would search for a means to calm the Great One's rage and earn absolution. To that end, he said he would seek the counsel of the Mughals. Oh god. Have to prepare my voice for that. They've called the 12 Woods home for far longer than we have, so none others would have the knowledge of its most hidden workings. That comes as no surprise. He would not give up so easily on his dream. Even if the Mughals know not of Sus, they may be able to help us in other ways. Would you travel to the bramble patch in my stead? I have faith they will accept you in their characteristic aplomb. Do I have to murder their king again? Is that the possibility here? I shall remain with the Elder Seer, though I would gladly join you in battle against all manner of fearsome foes. I think myself ill-equipped to contend with Mughal mischievousness. I know you are a storied veteran of such mighty struggles. I hate it. And love it at the same time, actually, because it's amusing. As fuck. Proven. Mughals are notorious difficult to find when they do not wish to be found. But you will doubtless encounter one or two if you linger at the bramble patch. Though they may know not of us, perhaps they have insight into how we can relieve the Great One's fear. Let's talk to them. You're being very hardworking and well-behaved, I promise. After all, if we don't train properly, we'll never be as good as you. You haven't been blessed by Hylian. You're not gonna happen. Okay, I've talked to them right after the thing. Let's go annoy Mughals! Prepare the Mughal voice. Hooey. Prepare the Mughal voice. Ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. Do. Whisker wall coop de coop? The fuck?
Surely you can see that I'm armed. If it's all the same to you, we don't want any. Move along, Kupo.
Didn't I destroy you in the raid?
Huh? Quite a peculiar face you have, Kupo. Familiar too. You wouldn't be the self-same warrior who gave the legendary Mog's Guard what for, would you? Ishnai, was it? It's an honor to meet you. Allow me to thank you personally for bringing that silliness to an end. Puka's the name. What brings you to our neck of the wood, 12 wood? Why, what a pleasant coincidence! We were just discussing how we ought to go about calming the elementals, Kupo. That blasphemy with the dreadful horns has got them on edge, and for good reason. I've had to ask my personal guard here to sleep with one eye open. In case you haven't noticed, the beast's corruption has been spreading all throughout the woods. Needless to say, we've all got to stand up and put the 12 woods to right. Raya suggests that the Muggles contribute by scouring the forest for even the smallest signs of taint. God cleanse it before it gets out of hand, you know. Difficult and time-consuming work, but if it's a service in the forest, then we'll do it gladly, Kupo. Hey, I know you. You're the adventurer who gave me some of my finest scars. Coop of the Muggles Guard. No hard feelings about the whole Hail to the King Kupo bit, I hope.
I love beating you up every single time I get that try. I mean, yeah, no hard feelings. None.
Not gonna call for a rematch either, in case you're worried about that. Raya and the others cured us of our tempering, and afterwards sat us down for a stern lecture. No more calling upon good King Mog the 7th for us.
No, 10x, so it's the 12th.
Excuse me, 12th for us. May he ever remain unsummoned in his royal grace and splendor. Indeed, what better way to make up for past indiscretions than to serve the realm? Even now, our kind scour every elm with the 12th wood, and we would be remiss not to do our part. We would be overjoyed to have a hero such as you help us out as well, if you're willing. Something tells me you have a sharp eye for the taint we speak to cleanse. Can we count on you, Kupo? Your reputation for magnanimity is well deserved. Let's begin by moving to higher ground, that we may survey the area and locate any particularly nasty spots of light.
Up. Why am I missing where you are? Why are you flying?
Oh, you were able to make your way up here after all. I was worried you'd be stuck. Apologies for leaving you behind, but it's so easy to forget that your kind lacks wings, Kupo. Now then, where is it? There, to the south. Let us cleanse the festering taint at once.
Slice and dice, slice and dice.
That was some fine work, Kupo. I dare say it's in even better shape than it was before. The others are doubtless flittering about stamping out corruption wheresoever it rears its hideous head. If I were the Great One, I would be applauding our efforts. Well, insofar as being without hands can clap, I suppose
He can use his branches.
How goes the tank cleansing, Coop-dee-coop? I did what I could, but I swear, as soon as I finished one area, 2 more started manifesting fresh taint. The forest's ability to heal itself is waning, and the sickness is spreading too fast for even the legion of Moogles to manage if we don't come up with a better solution soon. The situation is more grave than we imagined. Grave than we imagined, Kupo! Oh, what do we do? We should maintain our efforts to purify the forest regardless, but since there's only so many of us, we must also help the forest to remember how to help itself. A brilliant idea, I think. How do we go about doing that? Well, I was just getting to that part, Kupo. We,
Dance? I'm joking. I was joking, but okay.
I got it! We performed the friending! The friending? What in the name of good King Mooglebog the 12th, may he shower us with love and compassion and Kupo nuts, is that? Truth be told, I couldn't remember the ancient rite's name, so I just made up something on the spot, Kupo. But let's forget about that for now and move on to the stuff I do remember. It's an old ceremony, first performed when the nation of Gridania was but a sparkle in the eye of a random thought in its founder's heads. Excuse me. They knew that if they were so to establish a home within Twelfthwood, that they would first have to entreat the elementals for permission. So a mage and their company found and cleansed a few sources of foul aether, planting saplings in their place, and consecrated the soil with a prayer to show the forest the purity of their intentions. The elementals were so taken by his display that not only did they permit his people to settle within the forest, they also bestowed upon them their blessing as proof of their no covenant, Kupo. Ah, I remember now. The Gridanians still argue this agreement today. For every tree that is cut down, a sapling is planted. So, if we follow history's example, we can soothe the forest's pain, but also nourish it with new life. That's right, Kupo!
I'm just here. Here. Just here.
But I wasn't finished with the story. Remember the mage who planted those sacred saplings? He was none other than Joran, sire of the Iokpota, the very first Pajal. From that day forward, the elementals would bless the select few Urans with horns, favoring them with their fellowship. The Pajals were exalted by all the people of the Twelfthwood. Even we Moogles look upon them with awe. And that's how it all began. Something wrong, Kupo?
You have a strange look on your face. I always have a strange look on my face. Glee is a Pajal, a former Pajal at least.
Oh, how dreadful, Kupo. But what exactly are you saying? So the man you think may have become Glee was a Pajal stripped of his blessing, and the blasphemy kills with a poison that manifests as symptoms that resemble those of the creeping death. I feel sorry for this sus. To love the elementals, only to be shunned by them. To be surrounded by the beauty of the 12th wood, and know that he was forever an outsider. All for a child's mistake. That despair could easily have caused him to turn. And the poison that preys upon those who bear the 12th wood's blessing, the humans, just like the creeping death once did, might be another manifestation of that despair. That would explain the elemental's unease, Kupo. We must redouble our efforts to plant saplings, or they may never speak with us again. Indeed, the first things first. We must gather as many saplings as we can. Ishnai, wait for us at Adder's Nest, and make ready for a long, back-breaking day.
Bitch, I'm not planting them. You can't make me. The game's gonna make me. The game is gonna make me. What am I doing? It's gonna be over here. Welcome back. I was about to use the Moogle voice for him. Welcome back, Ishnai. Did the Moogles have any insight into our problems? All of them, because of course they did. A reenactment of the ceremony which laid the foundation of Gridania. A fitting plan given the gravity of the threat our nation now faces. As ever, there's much work to be done before we can even begin. I'm quite sure you can do it in the next 5 seconds. After I finish this quest. While the Moogles gather saplings, we shall continue to scour the 12th woods for new beasts that must be purged. Let us pray that the Elder Seed Seer regains her strength quickly as well. For now, take rest, my friend. 'Tis a rare indulgence these days, one you've earned 1,000 times over. Glee has not been seen since our last encounter. This brief respite may be our best chance to quell the Great One's terror. And then suddenly there are attacks.
Make way for the saplings, Kupo!
Saplings!
We've had plenty of practice cultivating our gardens, so selecting the most robust ones were a simple matter. That was the hardest work, so you can help us with the easy part. If you see a spot of corruption, cleanse the taint and plant the saplings in its place, Kupo.
See? I knew I was going to have to do it.
Do it enough times and the Great One is sure to understand that we're doing all we can to heal the forest, which ought to brighten its mood. We'll see to the East Shroud. You should have no trouble taking care of the rest, Kupo.
Your efforts are much appreciated. We'll begin without further delay. I trust you'll not object to my company. I dare say healing the forest is one task which I'm more qualified than most. Elder Seedseer, are you well enough to leave the city? I should like to think that I have been for some time. In any event, Isumi has finally grown tired of my objection, and it ceased to detain me further. Allow me to be the one to consecrate the saplings. It would be an honor to offer words of thanks to the forest for its bounties.
Please do, Kupo. A prayer from the Elder Seedseer herself will surely hasten their growth from a tiny sapling to a towering tree.
Such is my hope. As Jurin did before me, I shall approach the Great One in friendship, that it might see through the veil of fear that blinds it, and remember our covenant. Let us begin by cleansing all traces of corruption in the South Shrub. To Green Tier, I sense the flow of aether has become warped there.
In Princess Kupo, not even my keen eye could spot corruption from such a distance.
She wasn't using her eyes, though. It's but one of my many talents I owed to the elementals. Well then, shall we be on our way? Ba 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 ba. It's not the level 90 quest, though. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. This blight upon the floors must be cleansed. When you have finished, I shall consecrate the sapling and soil with prayer. I shall keep watch for errant beasts. Slicey dicey. I'm not sure. Are you gonna send it to me first, and then I send it to you? Is that how that works? Anyways, hi Murray, how are you doing? In gratitude for your boundless blessings do I offer this gift. May it nourish you as you nurture us. At last the earth is cleansed. There's a settlement not far from here. We should tell them of the sapling, bid them watch over it, and keep it safe from harm. Of course, Elder Seedseer, I shall repay your words forthwith. It will give the people of hope knowing that they can aid the restoration of the 12th Wood. Thank you, and now we must go. You're gonna zoom with it? I'm not sure if it's street legal, though. It's a silent arbor. There's something foul impedes the flow of aether. Let us hurry. That doesn't 100% make it street legal. I mean, you have to have, like, turn signals and, you know, all the other stuff. Look, the flowers here have wilted and died. I shudder to think what the forest would look like if this was allowed to spread. Pray see to the corruption that I may plant and bless the sapling. Oh, so I really don't have to. You have to put blinkers on and all that fun stuff. That'd be actually hilarious to see on a gaming chair. If you do, send pics. Also, put a horn on it. The injury has begun to heal. Our next destination lies to the north. Near Hearsmill, I believe. 'Tis faint, for we are far from the source. Nevertheless, I am certain it is there. Come. So it's back to the Camp Tranquil. Nice. So what kind of game chair was it? Gaming chair. Or you haven't gotten it and this is just a joke. I mean, I know part of this is just a joke. I'm just not sure how much of it is. Oh no, it's there. Mm-hmm. Probably would have been easier just to use it. Oh well. We're already halfway there. More than halfway there. Ba ba ba. Oi, so close to the hamlet. Is nowhere safe? Where must people seek shelter from this corruption? 'Tis fortunate the corruption here is faint. Simple prayers should suffice to cleanse this soil, after which we may plant the sapling. I sense no other disruptions to the etheric flow, which leads me to believe that the Mughals have already seen to the remainder. Indeed, the 12th wood sighs with contentment I have not felt in a long while. But it will serve to placate the Great One. Will it serve to placate the Great One? I cannot say. Not until we visit the Guardian Tree. Excuse me, but you're the Elder Seer, aren't you? What brings you all the way to our village? Corruption has upset the balance of Aether, but we have since cleansed with prayer and sapling. Thus has the 12th wood reclaimed a measure of peace. You've been planting trees? We have. The elementals have suffered much of late, and with these offerings we endeavor to raise their spirits. Can't afford. Neither can I. And you know what I've actually found? I have bought 2 gaming chairs before, and the best chairs that I found. I mean, it's not expensive kind. Back when I had a job and all this other stuff, I bought them. The best chairs are actually office chairs. I'm gonna say that. I have found that gaming chairs are as good as they seem. Elder Seer have got to protest. What of your people spirits? We who dread every step we must take outdoors. That terrible monster is still out there, preying upon innocent folk without rhyme or reason. And if it doesn't strike us dead where we stand, its poison will finish the job. I know you're afraid, and that you and yours still suffer. Stickler companies, yeah. It is, however, it is under the auspices of the elementals that we may call 12's Wood our home, and they too cry out for deliverance. Even the Great One quakes with fear for the blasphemy's continued existence. To ignore their plight is to invite greater tragedy for us all. Rest assured, however, I have not forgotten the needs of the people. We bring comfort to the elementals, and with our renewed sacred ties, that we might enlist the aid of the Great One in combating glee and the suffocating despair it spreads. And so I pray you continue to put your faith in our guardians and in me. Would that we could, Elder Seer, but we've been dealing with death and sickness since before Glee's coming. They say the creeping death has nothing to fear these days, but we know better. One of ours caught it not long ago. We gave her the cure, had plenty on hand. For a while we thought it was all right. But by the time we realized it hadn't done a damn thing, it was too late to call for a conjurer. It was a sad day for us all when she passed. But for none other more than her poor husband Suppin. He was beside himself with grief, and who could blame him? And then came Glee to compound our woes. Can that be? You speak of Iasura Suppin? Iasura? No. Suppin was an odd one, but no it's mistaken for a Pajal. Suppin wasn't even his real name. That'd be Inja. But his wife was fond of calling him Suppin for some reason, and it caught on with the rest of us. I see. What did Inja look like? Well, I'd say he'd seen no more than 30 summers, kept to himself, came and went with nary a word at times. Though after he met his beloved, he became more of a fixture. Friendly, even. His wife was a sickly lass, but she had spirit. But spirit's not enough to beat the creeping death. Pity we couldn't do anything for her. He has finally made a new life for himself here. For himself here. Thank you for recounting Inja's story. Sad though it was, it has helped me better understand how much you all have suffered. I promise you'll have cause to celebrate soon. Until then, I implore you again to place your faith in the elementals and in me. Together we will overcome this crisis. Despite what he said, I am certain this ninja was Iasura Suppen. To think that he was living so close by for all these years, searching for a new purpose and finding true love. Only to be robbed of that fulfillment too. Were he still a Pajal, empowered by the elementals, could he have saved her? He would have dwelled on that question, night after sleepless night. I know he would have. Mayhap in the end he came to blame the elementals for his helplessness, for her death, and in despair was consumed. Aye, the animosity would linger, endure, and in vengeance would glee find its final purpose. We have done all we can to show the Great One the purity of our intent. Let us now hope that we will be accepted as friends. Bop, 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 bop. Back here again.
Ba ba ba. I wonder if my Koopa voice actually causes problems where it overdoes it. Blech. It gets too loud. I don't know. Can't really check the voice thing while I'm in a game.
Suffering was Sus's constant companion. Nay, it is still. For his sake and ours, we must deliver him peace. Our supplications could not have escaped the Great One's notice. May it be enough to receive an audience. O Great One, may I abide ever beneath your boughs, embraced by your compassion, grace, and wisdom. Be still the fear within your heart, and know that I am your faithful servant. So am I, but I'm not being white mage right now. The level 50 movie? Nice. Are you about to be... Oh, feeling. Passing, corruption, refreshed, renewed, green, flesh restored. Child of child, covenant honored, friend, friendship, peace. It works. The Great One speaks through Elder Seedseer. We are right to follow Endurance example. The corruption is but one aspect of the greater threat. Profanities spawn, despair's orphan, sadness and anger, sadness, death's prayer, one and all, poison potent, wounds unmended, mending, withered bark, no strength to share. After all we've done, you deny us? After all the Seedseer has endured, she has pledged herself to you, devoted her life to the Twelfth Wood. The people cried out for salvation, and she answered. The elementals cried out for deliverance, and she answered. Only you can help us now. If you do not, we are lost. She is lost. Please, I beg of you. We beg of you. Holy lands, holy lands, holy lands. What are you doing here? We've been depending on the Seed Seers all our lives, blaming them for whenever something goes wrong, without ever considering what we might do ourselves. Aye, but no longer. The Elder Seed Seer has gone to incredible lengths for her people, and so her people have come to return the favor. If her plea alone is not convincing enough, then we shall raise our voices in support. We couldn't let them make the journey without protection. That, and we couldn't let them put us to shame. We too have come to stand with the Elder Seed Seer and beseech the Great One for aid. We all want the same thing, don't we? Peace restored to the forest. So please, share what you can, however little. Do not forsake us. Do not forsake her. Public pressure. Guilt tripping. Peer pressure! Connie, Covenant's child, walks with man with elemental, keeper of ancient faith unbroken. Cannot, will not break faith. To man, render up flesh. Then you agree to help us? Flesh, branches, take and join to the oldest elders, renew bound, as one stir. Raise up to heaven, covenant symbol, our staff, all join, all bloom, all peace. My duty weighed heavy on my heart, so heavy at times I scarce remembered to breathe. For days and nights I worried that I would be found wanting. I don't know, my voice is found wanting right now. But by your faith and trust has the path forward been revealed to us. You came hither, united in purpose, and bared your hearts before the Great One. I, nay Gridania, is forever in your debt. Ha ha ha! Nice! So we're gonna beat the dog cat monster with a stick. With the stick? May I rely on all of you once more? I bid you take these branches to every quarter of the 12th wood and join them to the eldest trees, that we might finally win free of this despair. It shall be done, Elder Seed Seer. We swear it. Once the trees have been bound together in spirit, I shall carry out the Great One's final instruction and cast its cleansing power all across the 12th wood. Yet I must remind you, my friends, that Glee still stalks the forest. It will not remain idle. It will attempt to stop us. Go with hope in your hearts, but do not lose sight of the danger. Yeah, good doggy, good Glee. Come here. Glee.
Hey, Apocalypse, how are you?
God, I'm going through these cough drops as though they're candy. I admit for a moment I thought it wouldn't work. But the Elder Seed Seers moved not only the hearts of the people, but that of the forest itself. Her final task appears to be more complicated than the Great One made it sound. So she must scour the ancient texts before the time comes, and consult with this Elder Seed Seer Council to make sure all goes according to plan. Well, she has 5 seconds after I, have, completed this quest. It's just as well. We still may need to wait until the others have joined the Great One's branches to the many ancient trees scattered throughout the Twelfth Wood. Then, of course, there's the matter of Glee. He will not go peacefully as we work to hasten his demise. When he comes, we must be ready. What if I don't want him? So many jokes, so little time. Impeccable timing, Orgasm is known as the little death too. Ha ha ha, I'm going to hit myself for that. Impeccable timing is always Ishnai, but moments ago the Elder Seed Seer sent word to go and fetch you. I'm not a dog, I'm a fox. She's already on her way and will explain everything herself when she arrives. The children of Twelveswood, both Moogle and man alike, have sallied forth, and branches in hand to the far reaches of the forest. Soon their task shall be completed. Though the shadow of death yet looms large, they do not allow despair in their hearts. They hold fast to their faith. Foxes are the best! Yay! They hold fast to their faith in a brighter future. We shall see their hope rewarded, and by the grace of the elementals, consign these grim days to memory. We need only succeed in summoning the Ermine Hedge. Except not the Ermine Soul, because that's, a plant that's in the Void Ark raid. You may recall the Great One's words were muddled and esoteric. I believe it was an instruction to carry out this esoteric ceremony in order to expunge the corruption befouling the forest. I mean, duh. Say, I wonder if an esoteric instruction means that he wants to carry out an exoteric ceremony. I wonder. In order to expunge the corruption befouling the forest, that the once tainted earth begin to mend. For you see, when the urban hedge last was formed, it was to protect the 12 woods from threats without. The Great One acted as a guardian, embracing the woods to shield them as a father would his child. On this occasion, however, we'll call upon it to nourish and revitalize, as a mother nourishes her child to make them strong against sickness. They're becoming antibodies? In channeling the power of the elementals in this way, we can stem the spread of Glee's poison, and the scars of its passing will finally heal. At least that was the Great One intended to say, I believe. The Seer Council agrees with my interpretation and has permitted me to perform the ceremony. I mean, a group of foxes is called an earth. Also a leash and a skulk, and we're going on. I have my possession a single branch, the final one to be attached to the eldest tree of the 12th wood. For all that you have done for us thus far, I ask you to accept this honor. Who better to set the final stone in this new foundation for everlasting peace? You who have sacrificed so much for the sake of others. If we had even a sliver of your courage, we could move mountains. I won't fuck it up, I promise, proceeds to fuck it up. Thank you, my friend. We will find the tree of which I spoke in front of the Leather Workers Guild. Let us depart. You mean the middle of the city? That might call him to the middle of the goddamn city? No, seriously? Sulk. Yeah. From here, the Great One's blessings will spread to every corner of Gridania, and see the all matter of wicked beasts scurrying back to the shadows. Sure. Look at the boughs above, and you'll see a spot in the bark has been discolored by age and the elements. There you must affix the branch. I climb? I climb. You ascend the tree... They don't have an animation for it, though. You ascend the ancient tree trunk. My voice is going. And mind. My mind wasn't here anyways. Trunk, and affix the branch of the guardian tree to the withered bark. As directed by the elder seed seer. You are quite the climber. With that, all preparations are now complete. Let us return to the guardian tree, and with the aid of the Great One, deliver salvation to the whole of Twelfthwood. I am running out of energy fast, though. Because I had another family dinner to celebrate Mom's birthday. And I am socialed out. So what I'm going to do after this is unlock flying in Ellipse. And then end it for tonight, because I'm forgetting how to read aloud words at some point. Not that I don't already have problems. Boy, Keeper of the Entwined Serpents. Our journey neareth its end. I shall be glad to go to bed again without glee to haunt my dreams. If it is truly Isara's lingering resentment for the elementals that drive the blasphemy, then it will surely come. For the sake of the man he was, I must try and appeal to his reason. But should I fail, then we have no recourse but to fight. We'll still have to fucking fight! Regardless, this day we shall bid farewell to Glee. I mean, the only way to get rid of him is to kill him. So we have to fight him unless he willingly lets us kill him, which he won't. Through the branches of the guardian tree, the 12th wood is become as one. In summoning the urban hedge, every elm of these sacred lands will be imbued with the Great One's nourishing aether. The forest will be empowered to heal itself, to break free of Glee's despair. The fact that I decided to call it Glee fits so perfectly, jokingly. The solution to always stabbing. I know, right? And if it isn't stabbing, it's setting on fire. The ceremony is complex and delicate, and I must maintain focus. I trust you will do what is necessary to see that I am not interrupted. Maybe. Glee comes! Defend the Elder Seedseer. Lovely that we had a whole group of people the last quest, but now it's just the two of us. Are the elementals so deserving of your scorn? Do you hate me too for my horns? I knew a boy once, a boy who called them gifts. Symbols of the blessings he resolved to share with the world. Yet the beast before me now brings naught but misery and death. Marks its victims with chains to bind and condemn. To share in its suffering, I was not there for you then, but I am here for you now, to unmake what you have become. Yes, it is Buff Jesus. I shall begin the ceremony. Stand fast and remember what we fight for. Oh my god, it's Yuna's thing! It's Yuna! I mean, I wasn't yelling. fucking Yuna? I mean, she is a peeler and is cleansing. Fight through the pain, bitch! Horsey. Can't quite. Can I interject with that? Nope. Heal yourself, woman! I'm not a very good... No, let's bear wrath for a little. I'm fine. Everything's fine. Will not let me. Oh, interject works, but low blow doesn't? I don't think I've ever had interject work ever, it feels like. Okay. Touchy? Where? My prayers have been heard. Before the other guy, please?
By the grace of the elementals! By the light of the crystal!
Go, girl. Didn't mind hit that twice. I'm just following you. Follow the girl with wings! To be fair, no offense, but I will absolutely probably forget the next time around when I actually start
ease your
playing
hurts.
a tank that the flashing thing means that it can be. Because I only play tanks just to level them up. I will admit that here now. I am not a tank person.
Be gone with you! What's will be done?
My curse might eat in the elements. This barrier might not last for long. What's there? I hope. Yes, I am. I am very much a rug too. Through sacred soil and azure skies, may your compassion flow and swell to banish the darkness. Is she gonna do more, Yuna? The water's not doing what the water's supposed to be doing to be Yuna, but it's definitely damn close. Receding terror, blissful quiet. Blessing, covenant preserved, now and always, child of child. Except you were willing to give it up earlier. Honor and gratitude unending. For me as well, honor and gratitude unending. We could not have overcome the blasphemy without your aid. In your everlasting grace, I pray you continue to guide our children, we children of the forest. In your boundless mercy, I pray you forgive the lost and forsaken who succumb to despair. To you, my dear Sus, I promise I shall never forget your words of wisdom. Ours is indeed a gift and a blessing. A duty to our people I will uphold. Until my final breath, this I swear. Shimmering, shining. I am not joining this fate. Can't make me. The Seatsier's childhood friend suffered too many tragedies in his life. Of that there could be no doubt. But with his passing, he and the realm may once more know peace. And we may finally begin to mourn the innocence lost to his rage. Thank you, Ishnai. The great cleansing could not have succeeded without you. The blight has been purged, and the blasphemous beast which swore it lay low. The sacred wood that once held its breath in fear now breathes a long sigh of relief. I must return to Gridania and my regular duties as Elder Seatsier, but I shall be glad if you could call upon me there. That is, if I may impose upon you one final time. Thank you. I promise not to detain you at length. Let us meet again at the Lotus Stand. Which is at the Conjurer's Guild. And then you're gonna have me teleport back to Razat Han. The Elder Seatsier awaits you within. Shall I escort her to you? Yes, you are so silent, O Conjurer. Never giving up that joke. The Great One's aether flows all throughout the Twelfth Wood, purging the last vestiges of Glee's poison. The surviving wounded are no longer in danger and have begun to recover at long last. I thought they all die afterwards. So the surviving is kind of a... We must have much cause to rejoice, and in no small part because of you, my friend. On behalf of Gridania and myself, allow me to thank you yet again for your tireless efforts in bringing Glee to heal. You went above and beyond the call of duty for the sake of our people and their homeland. Were inspiring to behold, and not for the first time, I must say. Forgive me, Elder Seatsier, but with this crisis behind us, I would suggest a new course of action. Oh, and what would that be? Rest. In all our time together, I have never seen you so hard-pressed. Surely you're weary and could benefit from a brief respite. I appreciate your concern, my friend, but I cannot, and will not. One day perhaps, but not this day. But Elder Seatsier! Recent events have caused me to reflect upon my past, upon lessons that I once thought I'd taken to heart. When I did not yet understand the duty with which I had been entrusted, when these horns of mine were but chains binding me to a destiny I did not choose. 'Twas Sus who taught me to appreciate the gifts that I had been given. Had he not been there to help me keep the proper path, where would my errant feet have taken me instead? He was perhaps the first, but he would not be the last. My brother and sister, and countless other kind souls, through their words and support, have also helped me to continue to find a way forward, even when I thought there was none. 'Tis by opening our hearts to one another that we in turn open new paths, that we can conceive of greater opportunities and brighter futures. All who live within Gridania are deserving of these gifts, and so I must always be there for them, that together we may journey in safety through the darkest night. You don't desire a life for yourself outside your duties? My life is my duties, and my duty is my life. I do what I love and desire naught else. But if ever there was a time when I need no longer serve as Elder Seedseer, I would be forced to consider alternatives. Perhaps I would do the same as Sus and settle down with my beloved. Finding and courting them would be make for quite the adventure, wouldn't you think? Holy, you're adorable! Regardless of what the future has in store, my present course is clear. So long as we Pajal serve as a bridge between man and elemental, Gardania can serve any weather any storm. So I will continue to walk hand in hand with my people and my patrons along a path we discover together. Though the blasphemy is no more, there are still administrative matters to resolve. If it's not too much to ask, could you bring word of these recent events to our delegate in Razat Han? It's been an honor and a pleasure, my friend. May the elementals watch over and keep you. Well, I'm currently not in going to be in Gridania, but, I don't think the elementals are particularly nice outside of... Well, they aren't really nice inside the forest either, but... What am I doing? I swear I drank an entire 5-hour energy and I still feel like I'm gonna collapse. Like, I didn't sip on it, I fucking chugged it. Welcome back. I pray you have brought glad tidings. Glee is slain? You have brought me joy to me on an otherwise uneventful day. Of course, I have complete faith in your success, but I had begun to worry ever so slightly when you did not return as quickly as I anticipated. Bitch, I did this within a night! Within an hour! Okay, 2 hours. I shall report your success to the envoys at once. If we have further need of you, I pray you will answer a call. Dice, job specific gear. Yeah. More than death. What was I doing? Alright. I have a new outfit for my astrologian. Kinda. Ta-da. Let me get out of the rain. Alright. We are teleporting to Ellipse. Have I gotten all the Ellipse one? No. So close to Final Fantasy Eights. Kind of reminds me of... Where is it? In that area. There it is. Minidress, who are you? I love my work, yet at times such as this, my mind wanders. What might I go? What monuments to man's ingenuity might I see? Had I only the time to spare. Alright. Teleporting back because I'm a fucking lazy person. Also very tired. Actually, what level is that quest? It's whatever I want it to be. Cool. You know what? No. We're just... Yep. Points of interest. Welcome, friend, to... I am Sokals, and manage the region under the authority of Chief Hermes, the overseer of Ellipse. You are, oh, how unusual. A soul-bearing familiar. Familiar must have a mission, and yet you offer no message and carry no cargo. Are you perhaps here for purposes of an observation? Yes, that must be it. In which case, you need only mention my name to Charmion. She'll gladly give you a tour of our domain. Soak it all in. Yes, what can I do for you? Ishnai, is it? An overseer Sokals wishes me to act as your guide? Oh no! I didn't mean like that. I would be more than happy to show you around. I'm simply wondering why the overseer chose to send you to me, of all people. I haven't been here long myself, truth be told. Until quite recently, I was wholly engaged in a prolonged research subject at the Academia Anner. Surely there are other, more experienced individuals who could provide a more comprehensive... This grumbling is hardly constructive now, is it? The task was given to me, and I will attempt to cover the most salient features of our facility to the best of my abilities. After all, it's not every day that one is asked to indulge the curiosity of such a rare and fascinating visitor. We can commence the tour this very moment if you like. Okay, so I have a few I need to still find. Then let us begin. You know, rather than have me lecture you as we walk, I think observing firsthand what we do here would prove more beneficial. I will point you in the right direction. You can question my colleagues to your heart's content. Once we've completed the circuit, we can return to Overseer Sokals. Now accompanying you. I guess we'll start back here. Charmion! Oh, and who is your friend? As M's familiar? Why, you appear so astute and deliberate in your thinking. I should very much like to make an extended study of your composition and consciousness. Yamate? Oh, do forgive my forwardness. It is my duty to chart the behavior of familiars, and I find it ever so diverting. Arcane servants are rarely permitted to roam the world at will, you see, but our research here is given special dispensation, once the subjects are properly registered as concepts, of course. There are times when familiars are tasked with tending cattle, or must otherwise coexist with other living beings. Such projects are brought to me, and I'm responsible for observing and evaluating their potential capabilities. Oh, but of course, if Azim might grant us permission, then you could abide here for a few years while I analyze. On that note, we should really be moving along. Step lively, Ishnai. Yeah, Yamate. Still here? Has my request for full compositional analysis been granted? No! Yamate. What do we have here? A familiar of some kind, judging by your ethereal structure. Yes, I am accompanying Ishnai here on a tour around Agnor... at the behest of the Overseer. A tour? Feel free to wander as you please, of course, but I advise keeping your distance from the larger creatures. That's fine, I can murder them. The fauna I have under observation occupy the top tier of the food chain, and do not take kindly to intruders in their territory. Those are fucking butterflies. Especially the specimens found on other islands. They can be exceedingly hostile. While I'm sure you're quite capable of defending yourself, no one appreciates the surprising tusk through the abdomen, eh? I don't know, some people might find it kinky. Thank you for the warning, we'll proceed with due caution. Hello, Charmion. Was there something? The Overseer asked me to give this familiar a tour of the grounds, and I thought the best way to do that was to show her what we do here firsthand. I see. Well, as my work is rather difficult to demonstrate, I hope a brief explanation will suffice. Our creations are many and varied, but I mainly preside over plant life. When it comes to watching certain grasses grow, one must be prepared to observe over the course of several years, in the case of trees, sometimes decades. Tedious perhaps, but yet necessary. Plants are capable of altering an entire habitation, and their presence as a food source has an enormous influence on the local wildlife. Was that the sort of thing you wish to know? Yes, that was perfect. Thank you. I think we've covered the main areas of interest. All that's left now is to speak with the Overseer Sulks. Can you keep up, or you just disappeared? And you're gonna reappear right beside me. Talk. It's covered meaning, yeah. Ah, I see you've completed your tour. Almost. We spoke to those in charge of various facets of Agdur, but I thought it'd be fitting to end this visit where it began, with you, Overseer Sulks. I see. And what is your impression of the work we do here? It requires equal levels of passion and patience. I am glad we could help you further your worldly education. And I'm glad to see you enjoyed the experience. At least, I hope you did. You're truly a masterpiece of creation. Only a soul-bearing familiar could demonstrate such robust cognitive and cognitive facilities. Were you perhaps designed to inspire others? I feel something special has been woven into your aura. You have an intriguing presence, to say the least. Please stay a while and share more of your thoughts with us. Yes, I second this invitation. In all the long years I have resided here, never have I encountered such a unique entity, and one of Azim's, no less. Okay, what's the... have done bullshit when it comes to that, so I need 3 more quests and 1 more finding. I think I'm done in this area. North. Is it all the way? I might be needing to have it in there. And that would suck. Yep. One second. Northwest. There you are. Touchy, touchy, touchy. Oh, Alliance raid that needs a... You know what? No, nope. Nope. We're not gonna do this, actually. No. I want... Don't get distracted, woman! Maria. Maria appears to be my... Oh, well, this is a pickle. Whatever am I to... Please tell me you're here to deliver a message from Keelon. You are a familiar, yes? Azim's familiar. Oh, and I do like the name Ishnai. But if you belong to Azim, then... What has become of our visitor from Amarat? He was meant to arrive some time ago. Our wildlife subjects are accustomed to the presence of long-term observers. But when someone from outside Ellipse comes to visit, the reactions can be somewhat unpredictable and occasionally violent. Would you be so kind as to track down Keelon and see that no harm has come befallen him? Visitors don't wear masks, so he should be easy to spot. And if you do happen to find him in the subject of being the process of being mauled, you have my permission to terminate the offending subject. Safety first. Okay. An expected guest, as not an unexpected guest like, say, Gandalf. Academia student. Where's an expression of concern as she scans the horizon? You're a visitor too, aren't you? Perhaps you might be willing to help me then. Did you see a blue-haired woman in the area? She wouldn't have been wearing a mask. Apparently there's a lot of visitors here today. I see. She and I are students from the Academia Anner, and we intend to spend our downtime visiting Ellipse together. We were just on our way when she realized she forgot something back in Agnoris, so she ran back. And that was the last I saw of her. She can be a bit, how shall I put it, scatterbrained, so she may well have simply gotten lost on her way back. I would rather not search for her myself, for what if she comes back while I'm away. So if it isn't too much trouble, perhaps you could become to look for her. I'm already looking for somebody else who seems to be lost. Like us, she wouldn't be wearing a mask, so should stand out a touch. You'll find her in the area of Philimethos, the no thoughts, in all likelihood. If you come back across her, would you help her out a bit? See if she makes it back? It's all the way over there. The perks of being a lost flower. Ha 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 ha. I think the final one's over there. Well, I think that Minotaur wants to not fuck you. Oh, Minotaur. Thank you for taking the initiative. I wasn't sure about the etiquette of destroying a creature under observation. I am Cleon, recently arrived from Amarat. I assume Maria sent you to fetch me. I see. Well, we best not keep her waiting any longer. Fear not. I will avoid upsetting any more of the local inhabitants. I'll be back in a second. Might as well teleport over there. Alright, come on. Ba 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 da dum. Zoom. Lost, are we? Yes, can I help you? Oh wait, do you need directions somewhere? Not to be rude, but I beg of you, ask someone else. I happen to be lost myself. What is that? A woman asked you to come and find me? That would be my friend, no doubt. How embarrassing. I had hoped to keep this hopelessly directlessness side of me under wraps. I feel terrible for leaving her like that, but I'd clear forgotten a task from one of my professors. I rushed back to collect the item I was asked for, which I found, thankfully, but God rather turned around when attempting to return. But don't you worry about me, I'll be just fine on my own. Now if I'm right, if I follow this road east, it'll lead me to a teleporter, I think. I mean, I know. I've business with your friend anyways, I can escort you. You mean it truly? Well, that is, I mean, if you're heading in that direction anyways, I don't see why I shouldn't tag along. Oh no, please, after you. If I'm able to get as far as the teleporter that connects to Polnux, I should be able to make the remainder of the trip on my own. Now then, would you mind? Accompanying you. Leave the lost students. I will walk. Or slowly jog. How does that sound? Come on, Shion. We'll find the way. Not saying that because of her hair color and the type of hair she has. Nah, never. Running, running, running. This what you looking for? What a relief to see a familiar sight. I should be alright without you now. After all, it's just a straight shot from here to Oinks. Thank goodness. The earful I'm gonna get from my friend. I've kept her waiting for far too long. Well, I should really hurry. She's owed an explanation and a proper, helpful apology. Do come see us, though. I would like to thank you properly. Teleports immediately there. Oy. Is Miria, yes? Maria, excuse me. Mayra, or something. Ishnai, thank you for seeing the safety of our guests. Indeed, my hesitancy to act would have ended poorly had your messenger not been there to shield me. I am certainly glad she was. Now, shall we begin with the business of the day? I believe you had some concern regarding your personal creations. Yes. As embarrassing it to admit, I'm worried that the concept I registered with the Bureau of Architect may not be fit for release into the wild. Oh, you needn't feel embarrassed. You wouldn't be the first visitor we've had who expressed difficulty in helping their children leave the nest. We'll look in on them right now, if you'd like. I should like that very much, but I do have one request. When you swooped down in to rescue me from that beast, I was treated to an impressive display of battle prowess. An entity with your strength and instinct would be the perfect candidate for evaluating the worth of my modest creations. You want me to kill your creations? I must insist that you join us. I'll think about it. What a fascinating notion. Yes, I quite agree with your assessment. Then we all go together. Whenever you're ready, Ishnai. I will not come back for a while then. Not because I don't like killing, I'm just not here for that. And then I will forget about doing this until I'm clearing up the quests in this area. Blue-haired student. I should be upfront with my friend and I've told her why I went back. My blasted pride often gets in the way. Thank you for your help. Truth be told, when my friend first dashed off, I assumed it was because she forgot an assignment from Mitron. Lo and behold, I was right. Mitron. We're studying the words of Mitron at the Academy Adder, learning all we can about engendering of aquatic life from that self-same master. Real life necessary. One second. All right. Honestly, though, I have no idea why Mitron would ask me to procure a flower of all things, and one that's still undergoing testing eclipse. It's very beautiful, yes, but what if it has to do with ecology? Well, nothing, but that's the point. It surely must be intended as a present meant for Logrif. Mitron is hopelessly enamored, as we all well know. Yeah, that was the Eden quest line. We do? This is certainly news to me, though now that you mention it, I suppose I've seen sparks between them. Wonder why I never noticed before. That settles it. We need to hurry back and begin an in-depth observation of the romantic entangles. Nerds! I can't believe I wasted all this valuable research time lost among the trees, and would have wasted even more if not for you, good lady. Now that my friend and I are together again, we can get back to academia and deliver the flower to Mitron before it wilts. Before we rush off a reward, you certainly deserve it. Okay, one more. Why am I running when I have to teleport to it? Hippothought. Noticed all of them are females that I had this quests in this area. At Hippo's side is a familiar creature. It's a gill cat. My, what a familiar essence you have. Like that of a familiar. If you're familiar with the concept. Ha! 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 Oh, just my little joke. Ishnai, what's it? I'm Hippothought. Yes, we're getting to that. Ishnai, say hello to our familiar friend here. She's a little, she's a Gale cat. Or, no, it's, Gaelic cat. The Gaelic cat is one of our newest creations, highly attuned to abnormalities in their environment. At the first sight of danger, they'll sound the alarm, by which I mean meow loudly. Though we do our best to observe all of our creation, Ellipse is simply too large to maintain a constant vigil over each and every temperamental species. A more efficient means of detecting conflicts between creatures with an order. Thus, I have taken to this Gaelic cat under my wings to further develop her capabilities in this area, and she does enjoy our little walks. This morning, we are testing her ability to pinpoint sites of conflict. Would you like to observe? Simply tell her that her task has begun, and she'll do her utmost to locate disruptive creatures. Please do subdue any unruly subjects once you found them. We can't have beast smut running amok. You mean kill them. You mean kill them. Follow. Try not to fall behind. Fine. She's actually fucking booking it. Marie. Alerts to nearby creatures facing... Well, I sentence you to death. Murph! 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 Murph? 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 Needloop? Needloop? Seems quite content. With new science, what were the results? As expected. Well done, little one. Magnificent creatures, both of you. 'Tis a shame we cannot give you a pair of tiny wings and bell too, but it's against protocol, I'm afraid. The Gaelic are enchanted with theirs at birth, so they're able to acclimate properly. I'm certain you have your own unique potential to rise up to, however. In fact, why not join us for another phase of testing? Not right now. I have light here. Woo! Anyways, that ends our stream because I am exhausted. I am absolutely exhausted. I'm probably going to pass out as soon as I end this stream. Alright, y'all? So was just like Ciarfox. I hope you have a good day or night whenever it is, wherever it is you currently are. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and comment.